and stuff like that.
Yeah, the seats and all that.
Yeah, so I get up on those mornings and I have on shorts and a t-shirt and I let the dogs out, feed the cat, and then run outside and start the car, and then run back in. And it's kind of like, I guess that's the equivalent of like just jumping into a cold pool. You know?
I want to see you run.
Oh, I'm sure it's on the internet somewhere. There is the time where I was trying to get into tour shape, and it's on the internet. And I ran around the backyard trying to clean up the backyard at the quickest pace I can, and I fell in dog shit and fucking broke a rib.
That's why you can't do things like that.
Yeah, it was.
Running is dangerous.
It really is.
That's why
you run.
Not anymore.
He runs even when not chased.
That dog shit. That dog shit must have been hard.
Yeah, was it light?
No,
why isn't dog poop white anymore?
Oh,
we know why.
Yeah, we actually know the answer.
They used to make it with like phosphorus or some shit.
Dogs?
Food. They used to make dog food
right.
with an ingredient that they don't use anymore. So that ingredient is what was turning shit white. But they don't use anymore because it's bad for dogs, or they just came up with a better way to.
Can you imagine? We tell our kids back in our day.
Yeah. Well, that's what's funny. Like we didn't know that them shitting Snow White dog shit was like. Actually, they didn't.
I think you should
kids,
know.
if you're listening, it came out looking regular, and then it just turned white.
Yeah.
What if ours would do the same, but we don't know because we flush it away?
Hey, lick this poop. Lick the
You
poop.
lick the cat poop. Lick the cat poop. All right, guys. Well, we're glad you're here. We're going to do a little game of 5 questions. And lots to talk about. Let's have some fun, Sean.
And now, Jared Goes to the Movies presents everyone's favorite podcast game show. It's time for 5 questions, where we ask 6 questions, and the high score is 7. Here's your host, Jared Reddick.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate that. That's a new edit thing that I'm doing. I'm producing the show.
That is better.
Did you notice what I did?
How it doesn't cut off.
Yeah,
immediately.
I started my clapping when that clapping starts. Then that way, when I start talking, they're still clapping, and then they go down.
There's a little bed for you.
Yeah, because Sean can fix that in post anyway. It makes it sound just fine.
But it's
a little bit weird.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit weird. Hi, welcome to 5 Questions on Jared Goes to the Movies. We are talking about the movie Up in Smoke. I think we've got 3 great players for this one. I was just getting set up, and you guys were already on here talking. And Greg Lee is here, guys. Give it up for Greg Lee. Now, Greg, as always, in costume, he is dressed as Chong with the red bandana, the beard, and honestly, he nailed the fucking shirt. Like, but it's just so funny that I heard you talking about how you set and I didn't hear exactly how you did it, but I used to do the exact same thing you were talking about. Funny movies like this, I would put my jam box in front of the movie and literally record the audio and listen to the movie. I did that on not St. Elmo's Fire.
Hilarious.
Yeah, what a hilarious motion picture. Do you believe in premarital sex? No, Fast Times at Ridgemont High and this movie, and you know those kinds of things where it's just kind of one funny line after another.
Yeah, I had this one, and I had Blues Brothers and The Jerk that I had on the same different cassettes I used to listen to all the time. Yeah,
you just pop it in, and and it's funny too because I remember I'd have my Walkman. I tell this story all the time, but you could take your Walkman to school, but you could only listen to it during like free time or whatever. And so, you letting your kids, letting other 6th graders hear, fuck me, Alex. Fuck me. God, I love that scene so much.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, welcome, Greg. You are doing really good. I do not have you pulled up yet. Hold on. Let me get you. Greg, those of you who do not know, we have a tournament coming up in March. It will be the best of the best versus the best of the best, and the worst of the worst versus the worst of the worst. And I believe we have 2 players, one from each team. that will be on there. Here we go. And I hate to pick on one of them. I'm going to introduce.
But you have to.
But I have to. Yeah. Greg Lee, you are 11 out of 16. So you are you have a secure place in the winners versus the winners. So unfortunately, Chris Cranfield, who is fresh back from surgery, still in his bandages, not fucking kidding, has secured his spot in the losers versus the losers with 2 wins out of 11.
And tonight you'll see why that's the case. Yes.
Now it is kind of a fucked up thing because we had Jason Aylesworth on last week, which if you're in the cast, that means 3 days ago, because we do these every 3 days now. I don't know how the math is working out like this.
Seems like 2 days, though.
But anyway,
It's flying by.
and so he has lost on the coin toss like 3 times in a row.
Them's
which
the
means-
breaks.
Yeah, and it just so it is funny. There's a little bit of luck. And guys, he's fixed his internet. He's your best friend from Maine, Tim Trafton. Everybody is here,
And he's got a 100% winning percentage right
he
now.
actually came on the show with 0 internet and managed to I almost kicked him off 3 times, and he fucking
Oh, it was
won.
frantic. Frantic.
That was
It
impressive.
Very, very good, Tim. How you doing, man?
Good. Thank you very much. Good to be here. Thanks.
Awesome. Okay, now guys, had you guys all strike me as dudes that have seen Up in Smoke before, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
everybody's heads are nodding. Obviously, Greg used to record it. You know, Tim, was this a big part of your childhood or young adulthood?
Yeah, I was 14-ish, 78, 14. So this was a thing to see and quoted it and talked about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Show him the bomb.
Right.
What is it?
I do.
Sure.
Look at this.
He's got a
Let's
Cheech
stick
and
with
Bong
it.
bong. Oh, Jesus Christ! Whoa.
Bong.
Cheech and Bong. I love it. Oh, that's amazing.
An eye bomb.
Well, of course you like this movie.
God, it
Jesus.
never stops.
Oh my God! Fire.
It's like that scene in Spaceballs.
Looks like
Lightsaber.
it looks like you melted like 45 old 7-Up bottles together. It's got to be the old one because it's that real dark green. Yeah.
Does the
Yeah,
long
you can't use it. It's too far away. You know. You can't even,
Yeah.
does the long shaft help with anything?
On
Or
a
Not
bomb?
typically. If it's
anything?
Oh, sorry, wrong one.
Is it just the head size that matters? Or
Amy starts to answer a different
Shorter.
question.
Oh
but a
my
little
God.
more round?
Yeah, apparently girth
that's
doesn't
so
matter at all there. Good luck to you guys. I introduced everybody, right? Oh yeah, and well, Chris Cranfield, how about you? Do you remember first time you saw this movie, or was it something that you?
I was 8 years old, so I don't remember when it came out, but I remember later on. Yeah, but
Yeah, I am going to blow people's minds with my knowledge of this movie and how
Oh,
long
shoot.
Sorry, let me
All
turn.
right.
Okay, guys, let's do the game here. And I appreciate you guys all being here. Now, Chris, can you write, or do we need to make you go?
I'm
First?
gonna. I'll do it. I'll make it work. I'll make it
What a
work.
chance.
Taking one for the team, guys. All right, and Tim and Greg, you guys are both writing as well, please. Right?
Thank you.
You're very polite
Today.
You guys are writing as well, please. Thank you. God damn it.
Thank you. Yes, we will.
All right, guys, here we go. This first question for me, it will of course be about the movie Up in Smoke. In the movie Up in Smoke, the last scene of the movie, what burning narcotic is dropped into Cheech's lap? What burning narcotic
Hunka
Is,
hunka burning narcotic.
into Cheech's lap? Pedro's lap. It's always funny. He's named Pedro. The other guy's just named Man.
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 All right. Let's go with Chong first. Greg Chong, what did you say?
There'll be some hash there.
Hash, man. Chris Cranfield?
I had it wrong. Cocaine.
Oh my goodness, my God,
Yeah.
burning cocaine. What? How did you even do that?
I don't know how you.
Spoon or what? Like,
Richard Pryor.
you don't.
I
do
gave the
this-
disclaimer that I'm on pain medicine. So
You're
that's
on track.
You're on the burning cocaine.
Yeah, he's not-
It's perfect.
that's why they call it Burning Man. I don't know that that's true, actually. Tim, what did you say?
Hash.
Hashish is correct. Yes, hashish is correct. All right, guys. Chris, don't worry. Remember that it is anybody's game, and because of the way this stupid game works, you can literally win and not know shit. Okay.
Yeah, you need to get one, really.
That's right. Okay. It's very true. All right, guys. Question number 2 will, of course, be about the movie Up in Smoke. All right, guys. Just a music question. And here we go. In the movie Up in Smoke, not the first song, but the second song we hear while Pedro is walking around examining the love machine, what very, very classic song is playing on the soundtrack? Very, very, very classic song is playing on the and a very it's a good song to play at during this party. You know, I give them 5 stars for their music selection right here.
Out of how many?
5 stars.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
It's almost like they pay somebody to like look at all the footage and
Yeah.
figure out
And
what
decide the music.
music might accompany it
Exactly.
in the best possible way.
Yeah. And those people get paid a lot of money to do that.
When I watch these, you know, these Academy Awards, they
I've
give
heard
awards.
of it. I've heard of it. Yeah.
And there's the ones that everybody knows, but there's also all these other very specialized
Yeah.
awards. And I just wonder, like, how do you get into that? How are you audio mixing professional when you're 18? And just
Sure.
dicking around.
You
and
know
just-
somebody.
Know somebody,
Music
yeah.
supervisors, though, like I've met a couple that were like really big into music kind of people, and they were awesome. And I've met a couple that are the fucking worst, and they just couldn't find a different job. So they're just like, shit, yeah, we'll just fucking put Rockstar by Smash Mouth in every song and call it a fucking year.
Hey, now.
I understand. I got it. All right, guys. Let's see. Chris Cranfield, you were up first. You remember the song?
I can't remember the song, but is it the one that da 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 da?
That is
Yes.
that.
Is that song?
It's that song.
I just don't remember the words.
Um,
But I remember. I know that doesn't count, but okay.
I'm sorry, I cannot give it to you.
I know.
And I feel so bad because I know you'd probably catch that if your mind were clear. But this is just a lesson, guys. Don't fucking play games on mind.
Don't take
Do the
tramadol.
burning
Yes.
cocaine
No
before you go on 5
more.
questions.
Don't do it.
5 questions on weed.
Tim Trafton.
I think it's Low Rider.
All right, Greg.
I had Lowrider as well.
That's right. Low Rider.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Chris. Low Rider. Yeah, really good. That was good though. It was good. I like you got the melody.
You got
Fucking
the horn
perfect.
section perfect.
Yeah, you nailed it. Really good. All right, guys. Question number 3, of course, about the movie Up in Smoke. And here we go. In the movie Up in Smoke, what is the name of the villainous police sergeant? He's not really villainous. He's just a fucking bonehead. What is his name? Sergeant Blank.
Slaughter.
That's really close, actually. It's alliteration.
I feel like alliteration should have more than just 2, like Sergeant Slaughter. You know, it should be another
Sergeant Steve Slaughter.
Yeah, there should
There
be
you
a
go.
3
Right.
consonants or vowel minimum.
It could be
Psycho.
You know, silly Sergeant. Well, Psycho starts with a P.
Yeah, but the
Yeah, but
phonetic.
it's the sound.
Oh, is the sound the alliteration? It doesn't.
I
have to
think
be-
so,
it
yes.
is.
I thought it had to be the same deal.
When
So
you're
it could
speaking
be-
it,
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
okay.
right.
it doesn't. It wouldn't matter.
Oh, okay. You're right.
There's a children's book. P is for pterodactyl, and it's got a bunch of
Yeah.
examples of things like that.
Okay, Tim, you're up first. What did you say?
I think it's Stadenko.
Okay, and Greg Chong,
I had Stadenko.
Chris How'd you do, buddy? Oh no, shaking his head. Chris, admit it. Did you watch this for this, or are you just going on memories of 1978?
I did actually watch it. I just don't remember a lot. I'll be honest with you.
Okay, all right. Man,
Can we let? We should do a tag team where Chris tags in Vinny to take.
I was
Yeah, that'll help.
Phone a friend.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we should have let your kid play or something, like just to be there for you. Come on, Dad. It's fucking hash.
Yeah, I'm pretty embarrassing right now. Yeah.
All right, guys. Question. Oh wait, did I get everybody? Tim got it. Yeah. So Tim and Greg both with 3. Tim Trafton. I'm sorry. No, and Greg. God damn it. Sorry, I was thinking about something else. There's always kind of shit happen on the screen. And of course, Chris with 0 so far. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, you're doing great, Chris. Just,
You're doing as good as we thought you would. If that means
Expectations are low.
Okay. All right, guys. Question number 4 will, of course, be that movie, Up in Smoke. All right, guys. In the movie Up in Smoke, at what Hollywood Sunset Strip very famous rock and roll club does the Battle of the Bands happen? I'll give you a hint. Bowling for Soup is played there.
Nice.
That should fucking give it
All right.
music there.
That should give it away.
I was just about to ask if you ever played there.
I have. Yeah. Well, a few times. I've got a few stories about that place we can talk about. Okay, guys. Yes. Go ahead and write down your answers. Sorry about the yawning. I'm struggling today, but I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna kick it into high gear.
Yeah.
All right. Greg Chong, what did you say?
I have the Roxy.
All right, Chris Cranfield.
That one I actually knew. Roxy.
All right, and Tim
Nice.
Trafton.
Roxy.
That's a hat trick, guys. The Roxy. All right, very, very good. I'm gonna have to probably think of a harder question here, so I'm gonna try to from now on. I'll try to buck them off of the coin toss. That way I'll buck them off. That's what I'll do.
What a weird choice of words for that.
Yeah, buck them off.
Buck you.
Buck you. Yeah, that thing. All right. All right, guys. Let's go with this. All right. Oh, this is a tough one, guys. You have to fucking know this movie in order for you to be able to get this question correct. In the movie Up in Smoke, when man gets out the huge thing of marijuana, and they start to smoke it, and then Cheech takes his hit of it and asks what it is. What are the 2 ingredients that man says are in? I would like the quote, but if you can't give me the quote, you can tell me the first one and then what the second one
I was
is.
trying to see if it was on mine.
So there's 2 ingredients. It's blank and blank.
Oh yeah.
Both of you guys wrote it down.
Yeah.
You have to think about and I'll just go ahead and let you I probably saw this movie for the first time in 1980. I was 8 years old and watched it all the fucking time with my brother, who was 5 years older than me. So there's this wacky little sort of staircase of when I start getting certain jokes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
that
so,
makes sense.
And so I would still think shit like this was funny, but it took me forever to fucking actually for it all to connect.
To peel the layers
back.
back.
To peel the layers back of the real volcano.
It's a real volcano.
It's a real volcano is what I'm trying to say. All right, Chris Cranfield, I know this is a hard one, buddy. What you got?
I remember Ajax being on the counter, but that's not it.
Okay, no, I almost went there. I didn't. It is not.
It's a completely different scene, so I don't know.
All right, Tim Trafton.
So he says it's a combination of some Maui Wowie and some Labrador.
Yeah.
That is, all right,
Labrador.
Greg.
What's Labrador?
Hey, Greg.
mostly Maui Wowie, but it's got some Labrador, in it.
Yeah, but I can't shake them, guys. I can't buck them off.
But it's funny you mentioned that because you talk about not knowing jokes. I thought for years Labrador was another term for dog shit. I thought that's what it meant. So I would call it Labrador.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. So I got what he said. It was dog shit. I just never understood. It took me a while to figure out, like, why was he following him around with that baggie? Like, I don't understand. Like that. It's weird how like little things like that. Like I understand it's dog shit, but why is he following the dog around? Like, what's going on? I was a stupid fucking kid. All right, guys. Here's where we're at. Greg and Tim both with 5. Chris Cranfield with a goose egg. Now this basically means
I got one, right?
Oh, that's right. He got 1. Oh shit. All right.
Rocky.
Now, Greg and Tim, that makes this next question very, very, very important because if you guys want to avoid the coin toss, at least one of you needs to get this correct. And so I will now take it over to Eric's off on attention game.
Near the end of the movie, Cheech Marin says, "We're going to be bigger than Reuben and the Jets." Cruisin' with Reuben and the Jets is a doo-wop parody album released in 1968 by what avant-garde musician composer?
They're both writing. Like that. That's fucking crazy.
It's a big album. It was their 4th studio album.
Okay.
Or his 4th studio album.
You don't have to yell, but
I feel like I'm talking at an appropriate level to express my displeasure with you without yelling.
I apologize for you yelling at everybody. All right. Pencils down. Now pass your paper over to your neighbor. I'm just kidding. Tim Trafton, what did you say?
Frank Zappa.
Frank Zappa and Greg.
Same. Frank Zappa.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on.
Guys.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Cranfield's supposed to answer too.
Oh shit.
just say Frank Zappa.
Chris, what'd you say? Frank Zappa?
No, I didn't.
Oh, God damn it. Sorry, I got carried away. I actually will say this. I think, so Tim, not having been here long enough to make one of the tournaments of champions, I think people need to be looking out for him when we do that again later on down the road. I think Tim may be one of our new Woody Chambers, Greg Lee, John Gickler,
Yeah, he's strong to quite strong so far.
I like it. He's doing really good. Okay, guys. Okay, well, I'm sorry, guys, but that does bring us so many decided lately by a coin toss. Unfortunately, you guys will have to go this direction. Tim, since you did a good thing for the show this week and fixed your fucking internet, you're going to get to call it in the air. Buddy. All right. So call it in the air. Heads or tails? He says tails. And it is heads. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
Now, here
can I propose that they battle it out for the win? I mean, they got.
I'm sorry, Chris. I cannot let you come in here all wounded.
It just doesn't feel right.
This is how it. We're having them drug you to level it out with the rest of the losers. Listen, this is what Jared and Vinny would want. Okay. Anyway, Tim, you can bask in the fact that you're not actually a loser tonight. You did really, really good. Greg, all you can do is hang on to your beard and hope Chris Cranfield falls asleep or is really, really stoned and misses this next question. Here we go.
It's time for Sean's question. It's the 7th question, and sometimes it's hard.
All right, Chris, 3 categories. Maselli, law enforcement, luxury motorsports.
Law enforcement.
Officer Harry is the only member of Sergeant Stadenko's team to fire a gun in this movie. What does he shoot?
Oh my gosh. Oh, God. I don't know. I cannot believe this.
Oh
Hey,
my
Greg is whimpering. Like he just wants him to get it.
I wanted him to get it. That's
Wanted him to get it.
Because as far as Sean questions goes,
Yeah.
this is one of the tamer ones we've
Oh,
had.
it feels like one that I should absolutely know. Absolutely.
It's kind of a softball, but the man just had surgery, and we can't. There's nothing we can do to help him. All we can do is say, "Well fought game, congratulations, Greg."
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put this out to everybody. There's one way we can avoid the coin flip, and that is to at least, and not tonight, but I'm just saying, and you guys are welcome to send us your input via email, Facebook, or whatever. But we can go to Sean's super hard question for those two, and see if one of them. I mean, I don't know. We're thinking about whether or not we want to try to question it off to try to get it, but we can't stay here for 20 fucking questions is the problem. So anyway, if you have another idea or a way that we could do this without the coin flip, or if you're fine with the coin flip, then let us know that too.
I have an idea.
All right.
Yeah.
Every week, Sean or me or you should be responsible for coming up with a question that has a numerical value as the answer.
Oh,
And then whoever gets closest to it would be.
That's
the
a really
person.
good
that's
idea.
pretty good because you have a little bit more control over that
Mhm.
than I'm going to assign that to you, and here's why.
Great, Sean. I'm assigning that to you.
No, because you could just when you're doing your trivia shit, you can be like, okay, I got to do a Jared Goes to the Movies thing,
Happy to do it.
and then just send that over, and we'll rock that.
All right.
You guys were our last coin flip. Tim Trafton and Greg. Congratulations, Greg. Chris.
Congrats,
I'm
Greg.
not even going to say the loser thing. Because you're a fucking winner. We're glad you're doing well, and as always, thank you guys. Couldn't do the show without your support. I do mean that. And come hang out if you can on the chat.
Yeah.
See y'all later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Give it
See you
up
guys.
for our players. Good job, guys.
Can I come hang out on the show?
Did Sean not bring you? Just bring yourself in, baby.
No, it says the host has to add me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think we can do
Oh,
that.
I'm
Add ourselves
sorry.
in.
That's okay. It's
Look,
only
she's
been-
so
it's only-
pretty
it's
over
only been that
there.
way for like
There she is.
a couple years.
Yay!
I am so sorry, babe, that just happened.
You look beautiful.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you do.
beautiful.
Yeah, you do.
Why are y'all dressed up?
I'm not.
Well, she had to take.
She's
the
wearing
kid,
jeans.
she had to take the kid to karate.
Those same jeans I've been wearing for 4 days.
You never know what could happen at karate. All right, Sean, let's kick it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jarrett Goes to the Movies, a weekly podcast where Jarrett Reddick and friends get together and talk about a movie that they watched that week. Plus, whatever the hell else is on their minds. Get ready for the best hour and a half you'll have in the next hour and a half. Here they are, Eric, Casey, Sean, Amy, and because he's famous, his name's on the show, Jarrett. Welcome to Jarrett Goes to the Movies.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is Jarrett Goes to the Movies, is a weekly podcast, as he just said. I just realized that in season 3, we don't have a disclaimer. Like, we don't have anything that says, viewer discretion is advised. Yeah, or anything. Like on the last one, we had the, and viewer
Like the guy with the monocle who was sitting there looking at his stocks on the ticker tape. Oh, and I must forewarn you.
Viewer discretion. And what I thought, the reason I thought of that is because the fucking dirtiness of the last 3 shows has been off the goddamn chain.
We're going to bring it
That's
back
true.
in. We've all been going to church.
This is the right movie to do so.
And so we'll just have a nice discussion about the theatrical aspects of this particular movie, cinematic piece of art. And then we'll just move on, right?
That's right.
That's what
we're
the
gonna
people
do.
want.
Well, this week,
what
first,
the
we're going to
people
talk about Up in Smoke, Cheech and Chong's debut movie.
Yeah, up your ass.
Up your ass in smoke. Sometimes I feel like smoke comes out of my ass, and I think my wife would agree.
Yep.
But Eric, how was your weekend? Was this the weekend of Eller's birthday?
It was his birthday party. His actual birthday's tomorrow, so
Okay,
he'll turn
'cause
6.
I need you to send me a textual reminder.
Well, it's a good thing that I didn't need it this weekend, isn't it?
It's a pretty good thing. Here's what happened. The show ended on Friday night, and we had some drinks. The show went pretty long. It was a fucking long one, right?
Yeah,
Like
we can't go that long anymore.
We're not supposed to.
We shouldn't.
Did Eric get in trouble?
It's not about getting in trouble. I had a hard time getting up the next day.
Oh.
Well, okay. All right. So
Pretty tough.
well, so every once in a while, my wife just decides that it's one of those nights and we're staying up. And she did that on Friday. We had a great time. We had so much fun. We sang, we harmonized, we danced.
That's
we
adorable.
told jokes. Like we had the best fucking night.
You could have danced all night.
We did.
Until 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
Oh
like
my
literally when we stopped talking in the bedroom,
Go on.
the sun was fucking coming up.
Just the sun.
Just the sun. And now we hadn't been drinking that whole time because we got to get this kid to school and all that. But we were up really late.
We stopped at 4.
It wasn't a school night.
Yeah.
You don't have to say
Oh
that.
yeah, that's right. It wasn't.
No,
You don't have to-
he wasn't
you
even
don't
here.
have
He
to
had a
do that.
babysitter.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what
we had
happened.
a babysitter. That's what happened. Okay, sorry. I was just trying to get myself out of that. Going, yeah.
No, we
How
were
the fuck
totally
did I-
sober
Yeah.
enough to drive
Yeah.
our kid to
In
school.
Friday
2
night.
hours later. No. It
Okay,
was,
good.
yeah, he stayed with my mom.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Anyway, so I'm going to be honest. I wasn't hung over the next day as far as like what people think of hangovers. My hangovers have switched now. I don't get a stomach ache and a headache. It's nothing like that at all. It almost never, like it literally never, I guess now. It just doesn't happen. I'm just exhausted. Like I just can't function. I can't do anything. And it was all I could do was to take care of Everett when he got home that day from his and that's pretty much all I did. Like I was a worthless piece of shit, like I even put a meme out of like the grandpa from
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka of like how until there's a fucking golden ticket.
Oh, now I'll jump up.
He's a worthless piece of shit.
Yeah.
And that's how I was. I was just a worthless, hungover piece of shit. And then the next day was Super Bowl. And quite frankly, I still wasn't right. Like, but I got up early and I was trying to get stuff done and trying to help and put the house and the festivities and all of that. I was trying to be an enjoyable person to be around. But quite frankly, it was a 2-day hangover.
Do you
for
think
me.
you succeeded in being the kind of person that people want to be around?
Yes, I did a pretty good job, I think.
Good.
I didn't know that you didn't feel good.
See, I did
That's
good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it when I don't feel good.
Yeah. Well, Dennis, my father-in-law was here and his back was hurting and everybody knew he didn't feel good. So I really think all of that kind of feelings was all pointed towards him.
Yeah, it took the spotlight off of you.
100%.
Maybe I just was not observant at all. I didn't know his back hurt either.
You seem fine to me.
I slapped him on the back.
floor.
Hey, old pal.
That's why we say you're like one of the dudes, though, right? Like I go somewhere and I'm like, and Casey be like, "Oh, I heard such and such wasn't feeling well." Yeah, I fucking had no idea.
Nope.
Well, how's their new house? Fuck if I know. I don't know. Like, well, is the baby doing good? They have a baby? I don't know any of this shit. I didn't ask one thing about them. I stayed in the moment, took care of number one, and I'm home.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know if that's just a dude thing. I think that might just be a you thing.
No,
just the lack
it's
of general interest in
Oh,
what's
no,
going on
that's-
with everybody else.
No,
That's Derek too. I'll ask
See?
him about any conversation, and he has no clue.
Yeah.
I don't even I don't like to go take the kids to appointments or anything because I'll just get home and Kelsey will say, "Okay, well, you made sure to ask about like this, and this."
Yeah, gotta have your list.
Nope.
Yeah.
None of that occurred to me at all.
Yeah, well, I have rules. I never ask about the baby because I don't know if the fucking baby is even still around. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. They fucking
They
gave
might
it
have
up.
sold it.
They might have sold the baby. I don't know. People sell babies.
Tell
and shit.
babies.
Especially white baby.
Well, they're worth a lot of money,
Right.
And so then, but and I never ask about the fiance because that never goes well, or the girlfriend.
That's
or the,
true.
So if the couple are not there together, I never fucking ask about the other one. And I have broken that rule maybe twice, and both times it bit me right.
Yeah,
in the
we
fucking
split up.
ass. Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
actually
no.
a really good
She
rule.
took off with that dude that you introduced her to at that
At
last
the
party.
last party.
Actually, she got hit by a bus, died on impact. So.
Oh shit! It was a tour bus.
Kurt Fletcher just bought a baby. He said,
It was
Oh,
those simple plan fuckers you're dragging around everywhere.
Kurt Fletcher's rolling in it apparently.
I got myself
Comedy game
fucking-
pays good.
his podcast is doing better than ours. He bought a whole ass baby.
God damn it,
Ass
man.
babies.
Oh man. Anyway, so yeah, I survived the weekend and Still a little tired today, but I didn't drink much yesterday. It's probably the most sober Super Bowl that I can remember. So I remember the whole game.
Yeah,
I was
that
in
you
more
can remember
pain
it.
today from all of the processed cheese than like the alcohol, and that has not happened at a Super Bowl in a long time.
There was a lot of processed cheese.
I had to flush that stuff out with some wine last night, and then
Ugh.
this morning, man,
Oh.
really all day, I had a little
just purple poop.
Just the
You got
tummy,
the bubble guts.
just yes,
Yeah.
all day, and I knew I wasn't sick. And
I don't think wine and cheese like pairs well if it's like yellow
Velveeta
and wrapped in tinfoil in a fucking cube
wine out of a box in Velveeta
in a
no,
brick
probably
form.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might not be. That's a good point. Yeah, I had the same thing as far as the just brick in my gut last night, and then I don't know. Anyway, I survived. I fucking survived. But you had a good weekend. You had his party, right? You had Eller's party.
Yeah, it was just
Your family get together, right?
family.
Yeah,
but he had a great time, and Greer's at a really cute age now where whatever, and it was the same way at Christmas.
Thank
but,
God, because she was at the like real like not cute phase. Like
well,
Never.
there's still
Before.
plenty of times she's not cute.
not that I've ever seen.
yeah, I've never seen it.
man.
That is a cute baby.
But
She'll wave at you.
but when anybody opens any present, I mean, she is here for it, and
Oh,
just
she's stoked.
screams and but isn't
Like excited for them.
yes,
Oh,
but
fuck yeah.
doesn't try to like take the shit away.
That's
Really,
adorable.
she was so fun to watch, and of course, Eller he's turning 6 tomorrow, and so he was having a blast with all of his stuff. So
Awesome.
and we had Zoe this weekend again, just the way the schedule works out.
Got
so
the whole
it was
family
a
together.
that felt pretty good.
If you wouldn't have had her, would you be able to go, oh no, I think we've talked about this. You can't go, hey, it's Eller's birthday. Can I come get her? She'd go, no, because we don't want to fucking fuck up the schedule.
Well, I can ask, and it just kind of depends on where we're at that month or week.
Right.
With
That's kind
kinda
of standard,
the-
I think.
because there's plenty of times where it's like, nope, not doing that. And
Yeah.
there's plenty of times where she goes, yes, of course, that's Zoe's brother.
Right.
I would
Keeping
never,
you on your toes.
I
I,
would
like
never
it.
Yeah,
think
right.
to keep her from something like that. So
Yeah.
you never know. But
Yeah.
generally speaking, for things like that,
It
I
works
can
out.
have
Okay.
some access.
Yeah, well, that's good. Well, I'm glad. That's important. It's important that they get to be together and be awesome siblings. And Casey, you're like you sprung up. You got your mojo. You got the kid to karate. You're
Yeah.
here. You're ready to fucking go. Sean wouldn't let you into the show.
No, he said no. Thanks for
So you're
getting
welcome.
me into the
I
show,
got
babe.
you. I got you.
Backstage.
Anything else going on? Do you want to talk about your Saturday or no?
Nah.
Okay, I didn't think you
I
would.
don't think
That's
so.
why I didn't bring it up. Amy, how's the rest of your weekend? I'm sorry. We were actually with you all of your
Yeah.
weekend. So
You know, I really enjoyed yesterday because that was probably the first Super Bowl that I have watched.
yeah, everybody did watch attentively.
And I really enjoyed myself. I
Yeah.
didn't drink or anything, so I was just sitting on the couch. I had my little spot and I didn't really move.
Yeah.
I found that like all of our parties, like all of us, mine and yours and whoever, since everybody, it's just the same little bubble of people
Yes.
relocated at other people's house wearing different outfits, calling it a different themed party. Like, no, it's a Christmas
Yeah.
party, and no, it's a Super Bowl party.
Which is really nice because
But I think that because there's not 75 people in our house like there would be, like where people were literally upstairs taking pictures of all the food because it's so funny of how much people brought. Like,
Yeah.
I think you have the opportunity to participate more. Like that's how I felt about the
Yeah.
Super Bowl, because usually I'd be like running in circles talking to
And then that's
people
the
and-
other thing. You don't feel too obligated to just talk to everybody. Like
Mhm.
you have talked to everybody.
Yeah.
You know what's going on. You're like, hey,
and everybody
really
there
happy you're
knows
here.
each other, so you don't
Yeah.
have to like keep somebody company. I don't know.
it was
Easy to
great.
keep up. Easy to keep up with everybody. Sean, how was your weekend, dude?
Fine.
Yeah, it's good.
It's fine. Yeah.
Wait,
Did you guys
hold
watch the? Did you guys watch the Super Bowl?
No.
I don't know what he said.
He's fixing his.
Okay. Hold on. I'm holding on. I'm just trying to keep audio going, buddy, so that we don't lose everybody. We could hear you. What is he?
We can hear your
He's
mouse.
leaving.
Oh, he
We
can't hear us.
We can hear you laughing. Oh, you can't hear us?
Well, why?
I don't
Why
think
are
he
you
can hear
asking
us.
him that?
Wait a minute. If he couldn't hear us, how did he know that I said his name?
Well, I think it just
Okay.
I think
happened.
it happened.
Morse code.
Oh.
No, these are dead. I had to go to the MacBook.
Oh, okay. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, through the MacBook.
What about
Good.
now?
Oh, you don't like that guy anymore. You can't do that.
No, I liked him when he was the Verizon guy. He totally lost me when he went to Sprint.
Oh, he sold out.
And yeah, fuck him. You
I
know?
thought he was the T-Mobile guy.
No, he used to be the Verizon guy, though. Can you hear me now? Good.
Yeah,
And then he had to wait his 10 years.
Yeah, for his NDA.
Yeah.
Or whatever,
Yeah,
For his
non-compete.
non-compete.
Then he just became this, just like, hi, my name is Paul, and I like this phone, and blah blah blah. And it's like, I don't give
Like
a
he was
fuck.
an expert the whole time.
Well,
Like,
he does reference his good old days, which I think is a real stab to
maybe
the old.
he went back to school.
He
got
said,
his
"Can you hear that?"
doctorate
Yeah.
That's what he
in
said.
telecommunication degree.
No.
No, I don't think that's what
No,
happened.
he's just
so now
doing
he
yoga
knows.
and fucking talking shit. I don't know. I don't like it either. Not for it.
That's fine.
That was easy.
I actually think I might have turned her on him. I think she probably thought he was fine until my deep fucking hatred. for
And
the
yeah,
guy.
because you know what? I had no thoughts at all about him. Zero. Not back then.
like
not
the
now.
average person,
Yeah.
basically.
Exactly. Like I had decided, like I don't think at any point in my life I ever thought about it, and here I am
And there's Jared.
bringing it up because it just has like a space in my fucking mind now.
This guy again.
Fucking Paul is that his name?
Paul.
Paul.
Yeah, that's his
Fucking
name.
Paul.
Hey, guys, if you're a fan of the show, go really quickly to podcastmagazine.com. You don't have to do it now, like
No,
if you're
I'm gonna do
driving.
it
or
But you
something.
What
should.
is it? Podcast.
Podcastmagazine.com/hot50. That's podcastmagazine.com/hot50. And vote for Jarrett Goes to the Movies and Rockstar Dad show in the appropriate categories or whatever. Those votes do mean a lot. And while you're at it, if you're already on a computer, why not, wherever you're subscribed to us, or if you're listening for the first time, hit that subscribe button, rate the show something really, really nice. That really does help us get the word out, helps us get more listeners.
And you can
Helps
vote more
us-
than once, right?
You can. And all of that helps us get more support, which leads me to the fact that, as I say each and every week, we are 100% fan funded. We have had sponsorship offers. We do not take those. We are 100% absolutely supported by our Patreon page, which is a really fun way to also just become interactive with the show. Lots of ways for you to be a part of it. And speaking of ways to be a part of it, we have a new $50 supporter. Thank you, Zach.
Whoa.
Zodiac Zach.
All right,
Now,
Zach.
Zodiac Zach now will hear his name from the $20 level. He will hear his name each week on the show as a producer. The $35 level, he is now going to be able to submit a review anytime he wants that will play on the show. Any movie, he just picks it, sends it in. And, of course, we'll see him on 5 Questions coming up. But there's stuff that you get for the $10 level, the $5 level, and even the $1 level as well. 20% discount on all of our merch and lots of outtakes and things like that. So be a part of the winning team. Go to patreon.com/Jarrett Goes to the Movies. And this is a David Dooley and Woody Chambers production. As said earlier, our producers are also our $20 and up supporters. And they are Ad Craner, Amy Pittsinger, Andy Smith, Brian Mason, Brian Dunning, Celeste Mary Meadows, Chelle Ordway, Chris, the $12 Million Man Cranfill, Chris Jacobs, Corey Reed, Daniel Cotton, David Dooley, David Murray, Denny Chambers, Derek Smith, Diane Small, Dom Petretta, Gage Strickland, Gregory Cordone, Greg Lee, Greg Stevens, a Hangover You Don't Deserve podcast. Give them a listen. They've been around over a year now and doing really good. Jared Spear, Jason Ellsworth, Jeff. Let me take that again, please. Jared Spear, Jason Ellsworth, Jeff Millman, Jeff Yeager, fucking Joe Barlow, Joey Bishop, John Gickler, Joseph Richards, Josh Millman, Kate Etro, Katie Gardner, Kim Murphy, Kirsty Fisher, Lily Hollahan, Lisa Wenzel, Lucy Murray, Mandy Pretty, Michael Price, Mike Breton, Mike Leblanovitz, Nick Brignoni, Nick Rafiliak. Okay, got it. Nick Rafiliak. That one's hard. Man, I hope they didn't sign up.
Well, that's what they said.
Nick hello. Rodon James, Ray Elliott, Rich Osborne, Robert May, Sean Blackstone, Sean Barger, Steve May, Steve Rhodes, Tim Toole, Tim Trafton from Maine, Trey Wren, Vinny Cataldo, Wendy Matta, Woody Chambers, Zodiac Zach, and Svi Hurst, everybody. You know, it's funny. We just talked last week about whether anybody would ever take over Svi Hurst as the last spot.
It's so close.
And Zodiac Zach got really, really close.
If only his name were Zodiac. Zach.
It
would have been. Yeah, because O would come after I.
You messed me up. A B C D H E H J K L M N O P Q R S T U V
X P.
Damn it. Okay, well I'll just have to take your word for it then. Guys, we're talking about Up in Smoke, 1978. An hour and 26 minutes of amazingly goodness. This is surprising to me. Again, 7 out of 10 on IMDb, which usually you would think would mean 70% or so. 47% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm surprised by this too. Now, coming into this,
yeah,
I might have thought that was high.
Okay.
I was pretty pessimistic coming into this.
You had never seen it before?
I had never seen it, and I have made a podcasting career on going into these things with a clear mind, clear heart, can't lose attitude, and giving them a fair shot. But man, I was struggling with this. I watched this today because last night after the Super Bowl, I didn't want to watch this motherfucker.
So you're saying you were struggling, like even just sitting down to watch it as one of those
because you didn't think it was going to go well.
Just knew I was going to fucking hate this.
Yeah.
So yes, had you told me this had a 47, it probably would have only cemented my prejudice
towards it going into it. And so I don't know. I guess do you already go ahead and reveal what the outcome of that was? I mean, did you enjoy the movie?
Yeah, we'll get into.
Okay, we'll talk about it as we go. Then that's fine.
It's the flimsiest of plots.
Sure,
held bits, a series of bits held together so precariously. By this duct tape, paper thin plot.
Yeah,
but it held it enough.
It worked.
I thought. What else?
Well, it's important to note. Actually, let's come back to that. Remind me to come back to the little bits held. Then we'll talk to Amy about what she thought about it too.
All right.
$2 million budget. It made $45 million. So that's $8.5 million today, which they probably spent mostly on Stacy Keach. And it would have made $192 million today in the box office.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so it did really well. There's an explanation for it, and I'll get into that after we do this synopsis. Word, I'm wait for Casey to get back too because I know she's got a bunch of stuff to throw in. So,
all right.
Now, so you had never seen this before, so I assume our pre-synopsis is going to be you really looking forward to watching this motion picture.
I feel bad now, but this is what I wrote down.
Okay.
Over to Eric pre-synopsis.
Cheech and Chong, man, are up to their usual hijinks of trying to get away with like all kinds of shit while smoking weed and pot and doing marijuana, man, in this film that probably should have just been 3 30-minute long TV episodes or something. I was bitter. I admit I was bitter about it.
Man, gosh, that's that is just
you don't really have to try to dig into this.
I'm not gonna. Let's hear what it was about.
Over to Eric for his synopsis.
2 stoners unknowingly smuggle a van made entirely of marijuana from Mexico to LA with incompetent Sergeant Stadenko hot on their trail.
There you go. What a great it's a decent little
They
synopsis
didn't know
there.
that the van was made out of pot. They was in the factory where they were making the van.
They don't seem very bright.
They eventually, well, that's okay. So herein lies that whole deal of comedy. So let's just talk about this for Amy. First of all, let's get your thoughts. Had you seen this before?
Never seen it.
Okay, and
I enjoyed it.
Okay, all right.
I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. But it was enjoyable.
So it's really good. It's a good timing that we would be talking about this movie now because this would be, as you said, bits that are held together by these little pieces of paper or tape or whatever. Cheech and Chong started out as an improv group that did bits in comedy clubs, but they had albums that were huge. I mean, like huge albums, which means once they really got into this, making their first movie, they already had an audience. I mean, it was gonna work regardless. Now, whether or not they were gonna get to go on and make 10 or 12 more was up in the air, obviously. That, it depended on this one. So what they did was they took some of those bits and put them into the movie, and a lot of them they plays off of other ones. But they're most, I would think, Sergeant Sudenko is always a character in their stuff. It's always about, being busted for drugs or whatever. But one of their most famous bits is, who is it? It's me, Dave. Open up. I've got the stuff. Who? Dave, man. Open up. I've got the stuff. Dave's not here. And it's a fucking it just keeps going and keeps going. And by the time you're at the end of that record, he's going, will you please fucking open the door? And then he's just like, Dave? Yeah. Dave's not here. It's just like this. And, that's one of those things. It's very similar to like the Adam Sandler albums that we talk about a lot. Comedy albums with skits and things like that. So that was their, and so when they've done reunion tours and things like that, that's what they used to do. They were a 2-man show. They'd go up old school, like how I learned to do, scenes and things like that, where you go up on stage and you have 2 chairs and 2 of you, and the chairs are your props. And so if that's the car, that's the car. And so even the whole first gear, second gear, and he's laughing, whatever, like they would do that kind of shit, live in the comedy club.
Well, and the pacing of it seemed pretty obvious that was what was happening, right? Because it was kind of the buildup of a gag and then cut to some other.
I didn't read the synopsis either before I watched it. So for the first 45 minutes, where is this going?
Sure.
What are we doing?
Yeah. I mean,
and I was a little frustrated, but then when I figured out there was a reason for all of it,
it's at least
fine.
a little bit of a relief when you realize that it wasn't going anywhere the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
The first 30 minutes of this movie, just that whole him picking him up, and which obviously we're going to get into, and I'm pretty much going to go line by line. That my entire life. I mean, literally my entire life. I mean, I was born in 72. I saw this in 80. I actually remember we went and saw this movie. My brother took me to see this movie called Holy Moses at the at the theater, and I'll never forget this. And it's so funny that I just remember this so vividly because we saw the preview to Cheech and Chong at seeing Holy Moses or whatever. And we get in the car. My parents are like, how was the movie? We're like, oh yeah, it's good. We want to go see this other movie that we saw. There's like Cheech and Chong, and they both just like, yeah, right. But they never censored us. We got cable, right off HBO. This movie must have been cheap. They showed it all the fucking time. Like
Probably
it was on all the time.
Was your brother at this age already a pot smoker? Let
me think about that for a second. So I would have been,
he would have been like 14.
He probably, if he wasn't, he was probably getting pretty close.
Maybe it was this movie that really made him. Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Really fun.
But I doubt it. I mean, I don't think so. I think I think it was more like, yeah, probably high school. I mean, right around being, well, if I was 8, he was only 13. So this is a little early, but I mean, we definitely got, I mean, I remember, all of these jokes and like but the thing is I don't think that we were that, I think it was pretty much more normal for kids to be watching this shit back then anyway, because we'd go to school and other kids were doing the jokes too. Everybody knew what, we'll get high. Everybody knew what that was, kind of thing. But yeah, that the whole first part of this, when they're just in that car and watching just the comedy between them, and gosh, it's really something special. Well, Casey, this just in, both of them enjoyed the movie. Hold on 1 second.
Just put it on. Yeah, put it on there.
Both of them enjoyed the movie.
Okay, I wasn't sure. And neither one of y'all had seen it before,
right?
No.
Okay.
But Eric had pissed all over it in his mind and didn't want to watch it. Similar to like we have done that in the past. Like, man, I do not want.
I wasn't very
this.
optimistic either, if I'm being honest.
I don't know. I felt like it had to be one of those things that if you hadn't liked it when you were young and the stupidest shit in the world was so funny that there's no way you could just rant that this would hold up that well.
Well,
and who Cheech, I mean, obviously y'all know who they are and they've been around.
And
but
I remember whichever one was on that 70s show, and I've seen these guys, either separately or together plenty of times since this.
Well, and Cheech went on to, he's a character movie in tons and tons of movies. He was on a show, I think, with like Don, what's his face from the
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson. I think they had a show.
CSI.
Nash Bridges. And But I mean, you know, we were watching the other day. Everett was watching Spy Kids. He's on the original Spy Kids, and you know, just on
he's in everything. Yeah, we just saw War with Grandpa. Remember,
Good for that
with
guy.
Robert De Niro.
He's the friend in War. Yeah, I mean,
like,
he went out, but he also even went on to do things. Because here's the other thing. Let's talk about this now. Again, I want to get a lot of this out because I feel like we're going to get into the episode and I'm going to not think of it. So I'm just going to talk about shit as I can.
Yeah, you should.
They had some of these songs were fucking hits. I mean, like I Was Framed, man.
yeah,
That was on the radio. You know,
shit.
it was like they were
Really?
playing that shit. Yeah. And then Earache My Eye is the Mama Chaka to me, trying to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And that was on the radio. Now, I Was Framed was big. I mean, it was, again, they would release these comedy albums and sometimes they would have songs on them. And well, look, Adam Sandler did it.
Yeah.
You know, with the Thanksgiving song or you know, that kind of shit.
I didn't have like one mix CD. Every mix CD that I had would have at least like just one random Cheech and Chong song in it, just because it's just fucking funny and random. And
yeah, you know, and it's funny the thing about, I think Casey's point too, it's just good improv comedy. Like if you sit down and watch anything like this, it has all of the elements. I mean, it's two bumbling stoner dudes who are good friends and they're just looking for some weed, and all these characters that go in and out. And then the theme that used to be such a big thing in comedy, we don't really do it too much anymore, but the police are all fucking bumbling idiots and can't fucking tie their own shoes and shit. You know, it's like there's a fucking 7 movie, you know, what do you call it?
Police Academy
thing. There's there's a franchise of just bumbling idiot cops. That's how much we liked that kind of shit back then.
Yeah, they're literally like, okay, we just pull it. There's a good donut shop up the road. Like, you know, like just the most.
We can't. There's no way we're gonna be able to find them now. It's like we're never gonna. We shouldn't call in another car or anything like that.
No.
You know, like it's just, we're gonna have to go down there and get them ourselves.
It would just be embarrassing if you had to do that.
If you have never seen the sequel to this, I will recommend it. It's called Nice Dreams, is the one that comes out next. And it's not, which one comes up next?
Still Smoking.
Still Smoking. That's right. Still Smoking comes out next. That's the one with, so basically Sergeant Stadenko just like deteriorates into like a fucking stoner or whatever. And by the time, so you're right.
Is it not just next movie?
Cheech and Chong's next movie is see, now I've got it all.
Is 80. Nice Dreams 81.
Okay.
Things Are Tough All Over 82.
Yeah.
Still Smoking's not until 83.
Yeah, that's that's what I thought. So next movie is Pee Wee Herman's in it. And
as Pee Wee Herman or Paul Rubens?
As
is next movie like Mexican Americans and all that stuff?
That is,
I think it is.
Excuse me?
Yeah, that's next movie. So he does a song about Mexican Americans.
Racist.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh yeah.
But it's a Mexican
song is
American.
racist. Yeah, but it was Cheech Marin singing it. Fuck it.
It's you know, don't like to go to high school. They don't like to go to night school and take Spanish and get a B.
That's racist. Marin did it.
It's just that kind of shit.
That was on every mix CD I had ever.
Yeah, that's Still Smoking, because Nice Dreams is they drive this ice cream truck around, and the Tide Stick joke makes another appearance. But anyway, I all of this Things Are Tough All Over isn't that amazing, and then Still Smoking I think is the one where they go to Amsterdam, and that one isn't quite the same either. I mean, they think here's the bottom line to that one. They show up and the people think they're Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds. So they think Cheech is Burt Reynolds and Chong is Dolly Parton.
Why?
Yeah, why?
That's because that's just the way that it is.
Because
we all
yes. Anyway, so I am glad you guys liked it, and that's a start of a really good conversation. Now we can talk about the bits, and I won't have to convince you why this movie was so funny.
Yeah, I man, I thought we were going to have a fight on our hands coming in here.
Derek came down the stairs. He goes, "Did you like it?" And I go, "It was no Groundhog Day."
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, Kate makes a good point. I mean, I think by the time they start to get into those latter movies, their relationship is pretty strained by then. Cheech actually had this hit song called I Was Born in East LA, which was a play off of Born in the USA. And they ended up making a movie out of it, and he was in the movie, but he did not ask Tommy Chong to be in it. So, I don't know what the politics are there. I know that there's a new documentary out on Tommy Chong that people might find interesting.
He was in prison for a little while, and there was others. I mean,
I think that's before.
Yeah, he was Squirrel Master.
Yeah. I thought
Nice callback.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember. I thought he went to prison like before.
I just didn't know when
all
that
this
happened.
shit.
I just didn't know if it
know.
had something to do with that.
All right, Sean, let's go ahead and go to that their first clip.
Hey, double bubble. Come on, baby, I'll give you a ride. Let's go. Yeah, bend over. I'll drive you home, baby. Hey, you ain't a chick.
Yeah, I know, but listen, that's the only way I can get anybody to stop, man.
Hey, that's false advertising, that, man.
Yeah, I know, but listen, I slept in a ditch last night, man. I almost froze my balls off, man.
Shit, I didn't even think you had any, man. I wouldn't even have stopped.
Oh, wow. Hey, I really like your car, man.
Oh, you do?
Wow, did you do this yourself?
Yeah, I customized it myself, man.
Wow, looks fantastic, man.
Yeah, I guess it does, man. Yeah, well, I'll give you a ride. Come on, let's
Okay,
go.
just a minute, man. I gotta get my stuff.
Okay. Well, hurry up, because I got a lot of things to do.
So, up leading into this part, like I can remember sitting there watching this, as a kid or whatever, and from the opening thing where he steps in the Cheerios and then he goes to the bathroom and he pees in the dirty clothes or whatever, and like I would be crying laughing as a child, and I was crying laughing as a grown-ass man today.
I thought that was funny. I wasn't crying laughing, but when they flip over and Man is talking to his parents,
yeah,
and just the way the dad plays that so straight,
yeah,
God damn it,
yeah, he's just like
piece of.
You like fruit. We could start. I got
start with strawberries.
Work your way up to these goddamn bananas.
And he's just the whole time just kind of.
Sorry, it was just a quiet clip. Now it's like so fucking loud. I can't hear anything. I'm sorry. I have no control. Down? Yeah, just a little bit. Thank you.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's.
You
fine.
think so? Okay.
Yeah,
the thing with the parents though, that's a crisp. Like anytime bananas come backstage, it's just like maybe you can work your way up to these goddamn bananas.
So funny.
I didn't even realize that this was his parents. I thought they were talking to some 14-year-old kid.
Right. And therein lies the comedy of the whole thing. This is obviously a 35-year-old man. And they're like,
he just flips him off when he's walking away.
We're going to send you to military school with the goddamn whatever.
Finkelstein.
Yeah. He just goes, holy shit.
And right after this scene is probably the parent scene. I kind of knew, okay, maybe this isn't going to be as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
And when he takes off and he does the first gear, second gear, and he goes, where are you going? And he goes, right here would be fine.
Yeah.
I lost it. And I felt like at that point, I knew what I was getting into.
Right.
You were going to be okay.
But you were seeing it though for what it is. It's like this whole scene in the car, you could just see them doing this on a stage, 2 chairs.
Oh, yeah.
They're just sitting there and he's like pretends to pick up the hitchhiker. They did that.
It's a funny enough coincidence, I suppose, because we just watched Half Baked pretty recently, and that Jim Brewer character drove me up a fucking wall, and I couldn't handle it. And I kind of felt like I was about to get into a movie with 2 Jim Brewers.
I thought about that. That's why I
Chong is a little pretty close to Jim Brewer.
He is, but maybe it's just the setup. Maybe it's just the way they work together. Maybe it's it's kind of knowing what I was getting into.
Yeah, there's got to be a familiarity of like Tommy Chong, like that voice and that thing.
Well, for some reason, this didn't annoy me in any way compared to what Jim Brewer did in Half Baked.
He goes in and out of it too. I mean, you got to figure like he is so different. It's funny. Cheech is Cheech all the time. And in all the movies, that's exactly who he is. Chong, and then, so if he's high, he's Cheech that's high. If he's not, he's just Cheech, right? Chong has like all of these different sort of person, like right here where he's like, just like, he's, but he knows like, I've got to, this is okay, I'll talk about his car. He's Mexican. He's going to love this shit. Cause it's like, cause Cheech would be just, I got it souped up with the dingle balls singing from the dash, man, and it's, they fucking love that shit. Man, and you saw how much
dingle balls.
Yeah. They got the dingle balls. They fucking Cheech, man. He, again, it's so funny because, the Up in Smoke song starts or whatever. And I kind of wondered how you guys would be dealing with that, like the Up in Smoke, and it's just kind of like, okay, what's happening? But man, the whole Cheech opening, and when he comes out there and you can ask my wife, him just walking around that car and hitting it with the rack, and then just, he walked forward and then back a little bit away. I mean, I was already just in tears. Like I just find him so fucking funny.
Was proud of his car, and he treated it the same way that I treated the 1984 Chevrolet Cavalier that I got when I was 16.
Totally.
From my grandmother. And we drove up to Oklahoma, and then I drove it all the way back home. And then like that night, I'm out there washing it and waxing that piece of fucking bullshit, like powder blue Chevy Cavalier. But, it was mine, and I was pretty proud of it.
Yeah,
and,
man.
Had a cassette player and was ready to go. And this guy had obviously put some work into it.
For sure. Yeah, he had the,
let him be,
like the fuzzy fucking like ceiling thing, and
the chain steering wheel.
And it was so small. Yeah. It was so tiny.
Yeah, can you imagine on a big turn? You would have to turn
so just fast. Like a workout.
Apparently, Jack Nicholson owns that car now.
Yes.
Yeah, which is amazing. Amazing. And the license plate is Muff Diver.
Muff Diver.
You guys,
oh no.
So I noticed. I'm gonna tell you guys a few things that I noticed on, and it'd be interesting to see if you did, because obviously I have seen this movie 400 fucking times, but he doesn't even have a door handle on there. He has to stick his finger in there.
I was wondering what was going on.
Ow, ow.
And he like wipes it off.
Yeah, it's just, shit, see that that's the first time I've ever noticed that before, and I was like, okay, that's fucking funny. Well, so as you brought up, when he just goes, I'll get off right up here. Well, herein takes us into this journey of him going, are you afraid of a little speed? Because, you got some speed? No, I don't have any speed. You know what I do have? A joint.
And that big comically oversized
burrito.
Now, this is a Danny Reddick, Jarrett Reddick special here, because where he's first digging around in his pants and he pulls out the toothpick, and the guy's going, and he's like, hey man, don't call it whatever. He goes, no, it really is a toothpick. But then Danny, our favorite line is when he's digging his pants, he goes, okay, I got it. Oh, that's my dick.
But then when he pulls it out and they keep the joke going, he goes, I hope you didn't mistake this for you.
I hope your dick is bigger than this, man.
Oh man, but then yes, he does. He pulls out the thing, and he's just driving, not paying attention. He's just like saving this for a special occasion. And then when he sees, he goes, "God dog, man, it's a quarter pounder, Led Zeppelin,"
which you love.
I love Led Zeppelin. I did put out on the internet recently that I can't stand them. And I don't think it's the first time I've done that. But boy, does it get people talking.
Yeah, people get fired up over stuff.
Yeah, once a year, just about, I like to make an announcement just to remind people that Girl Scout cookies aren't actually good, and people, it's like the same reaction.
Oh yeah.
Oh, interesting.
She gets
I don't even think I knew that about you.
Oh, I do all the time. And hundreds of people. I don't even have
You haven't done it this year, have you?
I was going to in my stories, but because I don't want to put a post, but I'm like, I don't know. Then it's all be my inbox. It's just funnier when they all fight it out in the comments.
Yeah.
But on Facebook anymore.
RIP inbox.
Yeah.
Do you get people that agree with you, or are there people
like 2 out of 300 maybe? Everyone else is just like, fuck you. But you know what? I was a cadet in the Girl Scouts. I was high up in the ranking system. I fucking spent time working the streets in front of Blockbuster.
Bet you did.
You know what I mean? And selling those fucking Thin Mints. And
I just think that for a while there,
my dad was the cookie mom for the troop.
That's cute. That's nice. There was a time there though where you couldn't get some equivalent of them throughout the rest of the year. Like,
thank God, you go get a good cookie somewhere.
No, I like a Samoa, and now Keebler makes their own knockoff coconut flake.
Oh,
oh yeah, and you can find a Thin Mint equivalent.
Now I can do that anytime of year. I don't feel the need to buy cookies that were made 4 months ago.
I will eat a Thin Mint, but I don't feel any type of excitement about it. I mean, I'm a fat lady, so like fucking give me a cookie, I'll probably eat it, but I'm not gonna like.
I'd rather have a Milano.
Not be like fucking Girl Scout cookie season.
Are the Girl Scouts taking credit cards at the
Oh
yeah, Venmo, all the things.
And they take donations, and I'll do that. You just give them the money, and they send whatever boxes to the troops. Fuck yeah, they go eat your cookies. But I just don't want
Operation.
'em.
I think I actually this is weird that you brought this up because I've been thinking about this the last few days and making sure that I have my shit together. But I'm thinking when we go back on the road for Bowling for Soup, I'm willing to bet that we will be switching almost exclusively to Venmo and PayPal. Like we stopped doing cash years ago. We still will take it, but it's a pain in the ass for everybody. And then credit cards,
Unless you're in the UK.
you have to hold shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, we do have a card reader over there now.
It never
You
works.
should get one of those like big block devices where you put the piece of paper in there, or triplicate, and you
Yeah,
put
the little
card on
carbon
there,
copy.
and
Yeah.
clunk, clunk.
Here, would you like your carbons?
Yeah.
Like, or would you like me to rip them up? for
What
you?
did you ever do with those though? So you would get someone's credit card, and then like if you're a person doing that, then you just have to like collect them all and then mail these to Visa and mail
That's
these
right.
to MasterCard,
Yes.
and then they're going to send you a check in the mail 2 weeks
That
later?
sounds terrible.
Well, eventually, what happened is that you started to do that arrangement from your bank. But yes, originally, when I started the toy store, you had, which is why you would have like you do American Express, MasterCard, Visa, and then all of a sudden there's this Discover, and you're like, oh fuck, shit, like if you don't have them, sometimes that's all people have. But eventually, your bank started to take those for you, and so you would put them in there with the deposit.
Gotcha.
But it's a separate slip.
I was
and all
about
of
to
that.
say, what if it got lost in the mail?
And all, yeah, that's a thing. Well, you had copies, so when you do
You get two.
you get two.
They get one.
That's right,
Yeah.
and then your customer gets one, and then
Right.
you have the carbons. That eventually those went away too. But you know what? It wasn't. I think it probably was pretty early 90s, and we already had like a little electronic machine where you would slide it through. But the problem is that if it declined, it didn't really give you a reason, and they could complain about it. So you really did have to look at the fucking little book to see if their number was in there.
That is crazy.
It was crazy.
Oh, that
yeah.
sounds terrible.
And then, so that same company that did that was called Telecheck. This is so fucking old. This is funny to even think about right now. But they did a deal where you could enter in the account number and the check number, and then it, based upon whatever their algorithm was, would tell you whether or not they would guarantee that check was good.
Oh, wow.
So you could take it, and if it was a bad check, of course, then you had to fucking mail it to Telecheck, and all of this stuff to get it done, man.
Because I worked at the grocery store in high school, and I still remember we took checks more than anything else.
My mom always used to check at the grocery store.
My mom too.
And you'd look on there for their driver's license number, and if they didn't have that, you wrote it down, and all of those things, and you would run it through this machine that would like print on the back of it, but that was it.
Yeah.
And then I remember at some point us getting these little boxes that had like a horseshoe shape, and you would send the check through
Oh,
it,
yeah.
and then it would come back, and apparently that was supposed to tell us if the check was any good.
We should just do like a little let's go through the line at the grocery store and try to write checks to teenagers and see what happens.
Oh my
Because even
God.
giving them cash,
Just let me in the
panic.
grocery store. I'll pick a line, and for sure that person will be paying with the check and have 50 coupons.
I paid. She said
I always pick. The
I had
wrong
my
line.
change was like something and 53 cents, and I used cash because I just had it. And she was just like, I'm out of quarters. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at a thing, and like there's a lot of dimes in there, and there's a lot, but she couldn't figure out how to make 53 cents
But what are you gonna do?
because she didn't have any fucking quarters.
So
that's so sad.
I just went, I don't want it. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Like I don't care because I can't
Think about it.
Nowadays, they'll just let you start. They're like, okay, I want to start at 2,000 for my checks in my new account, just whatever. Back in the day, that you had to start at 100, and so a low check number was a big deal too. Like if there's a low check number, we'd be like, hey, can I see this or whatever, But temporary checks, you want to see somebody lose their goddamn mind? I had a no temporary check policy. Like if you're just writing your shit on there or whatever, I'm sorry, like I just can't do it because they were always hot.
I have not had a checkbook in probably 10 years.
Yeah.
And of course, when I have bought the houses, I'd stop at the bank and get a cashier's check, which you have to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then I needed one single check for like something with my 401k. I had taken a 401k loan. I wanted to pay it back, but they wouldn't take a certified check, and I couldn't pay it online. I had to mail them just a personal check.
Yeah.
To fucking Charles Schwab or whatever.
It's so crazy how behind some.
And I just had to go to
Schwab.
I had to go to the bank and just go, can you give me a check? And they're like, well, we can give you 3 checks on a piece of paper for $8.
Good Lord.
Well, I'll save these other 2 for the next time I have to do this.
I found those 2 checks in
Yeah.
the drawer the other day looking for a marker or something. It's just the craziest thing. Who needs them? The whole chat's talking about Venmo and Cash App.
Yeah,
and all
it's
that.
going to be a thing. Yeah, and the other day, we have a lady that comes through once a week and just and cleans up and shit. And anyway, I've always written her a check, and finally I was just like, I'm making the switch. Like, you're literally the only person I write a check to. Like,
and we're finally almost out.
And
so do we have to really get more? Like,
yeah, I was like, I really don't want to spend the $25 to get new checks.
What's she saying?
She was like, yeah, that's fine.
I've taken Venmo for 3 years now.
She has, but I know that she
for a while she didn't really.
I think she kind of liked to go cash the stuff or whatever, and but you know how that is.
That used to feel great when I was doing gigs back in the early 2000s, and the guys would just give you cash at the end of the night. And you'd give it to your boys and just walk out of there with, you know.
Now it's a fucking pain in the ass.
And I paid for everything in cash. I had a whole car filled with change, and I mean, you could ask me to go find a nickel in my house right now. I'm not sure I would know where to look for one.
I always had cash when we met because my job,
you got tips.
I get tips.
Yeah.
And it always drive me crazy. I mean, I'd have like dollars just like falling out of my back pocket. I'd shove it in my back pocket, and move on with my day doing haircuts. But we had the lottery scratch off things for the Super Bowl. And like, I'm just like, nobody has a fucking quarter. Does anybody have a quarter?
That's true.
I was supposed to get 2, but the lady at the grocery store was out. So I don't have any.
Yeah, I used to empty my change into my pocket, this huge jar every single day. And then,
we still have that, but we've had that bucket for years.
And it never changes, right?
No.
I mean, it's like when you get, when someone does give you cash for something or whatever, and you get $100 bill, you instantly are like, what the fuck am I going to do with this?
I know what to do with it.
What?
I send that $100 bill with Kelsey up to Target.
Oh,
she spends $400.
Yeah.
And now we don't have to worry
just
about
takes
that
off a little bit.
$100 bill.
Yeah, you just do the 100 first. Yeah. It's definitely the other thing you do. Chick-fil-A, they have plenty of cash. Yeah, you can just fucking go through Chick-fil-A. They can break 100 at 5 a.m.
Well, now they're asking you to not pay in cash.
I know,
right?
Yeah,
Also-
probably for like a really good reason, for like health concerns and like
Chick-fil-A,
because they love their employees. or
for a
some shit.
family of 6, gonna clock in about just under.
Oh,
$100
yeah,
bucks.
Well,
It's
just
like
everywhere is
expensive, yeah.
asking you to not pay with cash.
Yeah.
'Cause there's like a shortage of coins and all the
Coins
things.
I don't believe
Well, yeah, I know
it.
there's no quarters at Kroger.
Yeah. Well, it's because everybody has them in these fucking jars.
Yeah,
That's
I've
exactly
got them
what's
all
happening.
at my house.
We were at Kroger the other day getting beer, and there's a Coinstar machine in there. And
Yeah,
I
there's
looked
still a
at it,
Coinstar.
What the fuck? That
Oh
old
man,
thing.
Coinstar paid for many a dinner
Yes,
for me.
Yep.
absolutely. Packs of cigarettes for me back in the day.
And how many fucking people had to go? They take 0.008% of everything, and you're like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
didn't have to
rolling these
count that
quarters.
shit.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
You get okay, let me think about this for a second. You get a better percentage if you donate part of it to charity.
Or they would give you like in-store credit.
You
Yeah.
could
for
get gift
something
cards or
else.
some shit.
Yeah.
You could-
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I
Yeah.
forgot about that
I don't
part.
like
I
that.
wanted the
I want a
dollars.
Yeah,
receipt.
I never did that.
And I'm gonna
Yeah.
walk to the customer service lady
Courtesy desk. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
her look at you like a fucking piece of shit you are.
Fucking kindred
She's like,
spirits
give me
here.
my $17, bitch. No, that says an 83 cents right next to it. You
I'm
forgot
gonna go
about
get a
that.
Subway sandwich and a pack of smokes.
a
So
banner fucking weekend at the old
Yeah,
Dillo
probably a
household.
pack of camels and a monster. Let's be honest. That was probably my situation at the time.
Now, probably one of the most famous things from this particular movie is, where he just goes, "What is in that?" And he's like, "It's mostly Maui Wowie, but it's got some Labrador in it." It's-
I didn't know that you had seen this so many times and that this was kind of way up there for you. So I kind of had the feeling that Amy had watching Wayne's World the other day.
Oh,
Because she asked that question in dueling trivia about cream of some young guy.
well, we
talked about that
actually
yesterday.
discussed this at
I
the-
told Derek that if there's ever a movie that he has seen that I have not, he has to go through my question.
And even he's like, well, what question? You said, well, I asked him like, what Chinese food he ordered, and he was like,
Oh,
Yeah.
young guy.
And she goes, "That's exactly what."
Yeah, the
everybody-
whole room just went.
So that's how I feel about this one. Is I'm watching it, and there's certainly things I find funny, but parts of this do people who have seen it a bunch?
And you
like,
thought it
what
at
are
this
the
part,
highlights?
at the Maui Wowie and Labrador part, because I write that down and I'm like, man, is this another one of those cream of salmon?
It for sure is.
I thought it was the opposite. Like, I found that really funny, but to the
It's just all the stupid stuff in here, even just like the keep on knocking, but you can't come in,
Oh,
all
God,
that
it's so
shit.
good.
Like
this whole first 20 minutes. I mean, like, but he that bit goes on though, because he's just like, yeah, my dog ate my stash, so I had to follow him around for like 3 days. He was looking at me like I was fucking crazy, whatever. It just, oh my God. And then so that's another deal that my brother and I would do all the time, and just be like, I'm blind, I can't see. I can see clearly now. The rain. And then the police officer comes up and knocks on the window. You keep on knocking, but you can't come in. And so it's all of those little things that Cheech says. He's just like, he goes, can I see your license? Or my license? Us back there on the bumper, and he just says,
what's your name? And he goes, I think it's right,
it's right there on the license.
Right there on the license, is it?
And then he just goes, I'll be right back. Come back later, come back soon, my darling. Just, oh my God, so funny.
Have we watched the clip?
Yes, we did.
Oh.
We watched it's been a bit. We went off on a tangent.
I don't even remember.
That doesn't sound like us.
Nope.
But just Cheech laughing during that part, I remember even being a kid, just not even be able to control myself laughing when he's just like, he starts laughing. He's just like, oh, I just thought of something funny. Your mama.
I know. I think if people even just think like about, I feel like this is the scene that you think about when you think about Cheech and Chong at all. Like that's what I do.
And that's what I was telling them is they started out as sketch comedy, and improv, them in two chairs on stage, and a lot of albums. And so this probably was one of their more famous bits. And why not put it in the movie? And they did a few things where they didn't ruin it. Like there's a couple of greatest hits bits in this movie. For example, the as I was saying earlier, it's me, Dave. Open up. Dave's not here. They sort of hint at that with the bird. Strawberry's not here. And but yeah, and we talked about I Was Framed. Oh, well, the punchline to
What's
this
his name?
is Ralph. That's the punchline. The whole thing, right? So I only put this in here because I'm hoping my brother listens to this. I'm sure he will. But there's little things that we used to do. Like we would always pretend to be Curtis and be like, well, I'm Curtis, baby. These are your new uniforms.
It's the new style.
It's the new cut.
New cut.
And so anytime we'd have to dress up like something, he'd just be like, oh, Curtis, baby. Whoop, whoop.
I want uniforms, but we don't all look the same.
Yeah, it's all different.
Uniforms are all different.
Yeah, and the bass player comes in. Man, Curtis, these new uniforms are tight.
These are terrible.
Yeah, he goes, I don't really like these. He goes, and then he's just like, where's that white dude supposed to be playing drums? Oh, that's him. He's the one complaining about the uniforms.
Acrylic drum sets.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah, that's
a big deal.
Bad.
Peter Criss had that drum set for a long time.
Well, that's why Kiss sucks so bad, probably.
And actually, more recently,
specifically, you think that's why?
There's a lot of reasons why.
Why Kiss sucked?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not a Kiss fan at all?
Not even a little bit.
Do you sort of get it?
I would have loved the idea of them like in the heyday, but I think I get
you missed the time window on that one.
The thing about for me, and there are dudes who are,
I'm sure like lots of bands that weren't that good just because of the idea of them.
Sure, like because it was a performance and they were theatrical and there was just this coolness to them. How much moms fucking hated them and how they were supposed to be with that always helps, with that kind of thing. And I did like some of their songs until I got old enough to understand the lyrics, and I was like, oh my God.
And so I wasn't around during their 70s satanic heyday.
Sure.
It is all just so cartoony and stupid to me, and there's no redeeming qualities in the actual music, and so I don't get it, and how any parent could listen to I wanna rock and roll all night and think that was somehow like the devil's music.
Well, it's about
like,
holding hands.
It's about holding hands.
I knew that was coming. I knew it. Who has hands? The devil.
Devil.
Use
And
them
use
for
it
holding.
For holding.
Of course, you're my 14-year-old girlfriend.
I just
Kurt Fletcher just fucking told the best fucking joke, and you would have to know at least a little bit about Kiss.
Yeah, I don't get it.
He goes, Kiss can't play tonight. Their drummer is stuck in a tree because
Is he a cat?
He was a cat. There were Space Ace
I didn't
and
think about
Catman,
that.
and then there was Star Child, and then the Demon or whatever.
Oh,
That's
really?
yeah.
Oh,
So from Star Child, the Demon, and then Ace Frehley being Space Ace or whatever, Peter Criss decided to be a cat.
Meow. I'm gonna be honest. Like my first thought was like, did their original drummer like kill himself or something? Like I couldn't figure out. That's where I was trying to.
or like got in a car wreck and this.
No, oh Jesus Christ! No,
Yeah, that was way funnier.
Their next drummer was the Fox,
And then he spontaneously combusted
What did
while
he
playing.
say?
Ding 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 ding
He
ding
was,
ding.
he was sly as fuck. I don't know what we're talking about now. But yeah, I would actually put that out. I will put that on the internet. That I will tweet that this week. That I will go on record as saying that Kiss are the worst lyricists in the history of rock and roll.
I'm glad we finally agree on this.
I mean, there is one after they took their makeup off where he's talking. It's I want to stick my log in your fireplace. Like grown men put that into a fucking song
and thought that they were being the most clever,
oh my God.
innuendo laden.
Just
I think it's funny.
And that's fine if it's.
But I don't think it was supposed to be like.
I know.
It's fine if it's funny, like Parked by the Lake funny,
right? But
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
because
It's supposed to be funny.
you're in on the joke.
They had a song called "Let's Put the X in Sex," and the follow-up line was "Love's like a muscle, and you make me want to flex."
Shit's stupid.
Stupid.
It's so
What are
bad.
you,
I mean,
stupid?
Do you feel like we should start like just start an entire movement and like just our little group of like our tiny adorable children, like all of their Valentine cards for school from now on are just like really bad Kiss lyrics on them.
That would be
like
awesome.
if I put that line on
yeah.
every one of his like classroom
yeah,
Valentines this year, like what do you think I'd get a letter home?
probably. It's like your idea. I'll give you full credit. You know how people do the deal where they like have a huge piece of plywood in their yard and they'll put like "'Tis the reason for the season," or they'll put like a Bible verse, whatever.
Yeah.
Casey said, and I swear we got to do this. But
Yeah.
she goes, we want to do one, and it just got Slayer lyrics.
But
on
like,
it, you know?
in like beautiful script where people just
Yeah.
kind of drive by and like it's snowflakes and it's Christmas time, so they assume it says something like
just like
That's like
poetic,
the sign
but-
in my living room. Like it just looks pretty, but it says fart.
Yeah. It's just like
Nobody knows.
yeah,
Totally.
it looks beautiful, but it's like Cannibal Corpse lyrics, like something like
Yeah.
that.
There's a person in your neighborhood that has a "Live Long and Prosper"
Oh yeah,
sign
I wouldn't doubt.
like
Yeah.
that, and it. I
Makes
just
you a little
want to go.
sick.
I just want to pull over and grab it and just throw it through the window.
Well, they
and
probably
drive
have 18 cameras, so don't.
That's
don't
true.
do
And
all
at
that.
least two more of those signs.
Yeah,
I mean,
and everybody
That's
across
true.
the street has a camera. and
That's funny.
Now, when somebody does some shit in our neighborhood, they literally get so many videos that you can watch them go down the street.
Yeah.
Because every doorbell, it's so crazy.
Yeah. And the arguing now that like happens in like the Prosper Moms groups and all the other Facebook groups, now that happens on the Ring doorbell apps because everybody's just watching the app reminders from the neighborhood too.
Oh my god!
So like I got one yesterday that said, "Hey, coyotes."
Oh, I get the coyote
In our-
ones all the time.
There were two in my backyard and they went after my dog. I have a small
Ugh.
dog. So if you have a small dog, watch out. And someone goes on there and just like, "Well, why don't you have a fence?" And he goes, "I do." And then they just go, "Well, leave them alone. They're supposed to be eating mice and stuff." He goes, "They tried to eat my dog." Like, I'm like, "You guys are doing this on the Ring app?" Like, so yeah, you don't fuck with signs and Prosper. Someone will catch you. And someone else will get mad for catching you.
catching you.
Get a fence already. Why don't you? That was the big Karen brilliant moment where she
Yeah.
sat back and went, "Got him."
Yeah, because exactly. Just get a fence.
Why doesn't this boner just get a fence already?
I just
Got
hate this
him.
boner.
Fucking got him. It's crazy.
Like you can't not have a fence here.
There was a kid that was walking through an apartment complex. Somebody had one on theirs, and they said, "This kid just tried to break into my house. He took his key and tried to open my door." And the kid went on there. Somehow it got back to him. He just went, "You had a hornet's nest on your doorbell. I got it off," and just like walked off. Like, that was it. But he was like,
so
"Find
so
this
wrong.
child."
Oh, yeah. Oh man.
I've had it.
And let's be
Suburbia
honest,
is
he was
the
not
worst.
It's pretty bad.
He was not a white child. Let's just be
There
honest.
you go.
Yes.
I do think that most people here, are I think most people don't say anything. Everybody, they're cool, but you get one squeaky wheel and it lights off a couple of other ones that aren't so squeaky, but then everybody's a fucking idiot,
Then they get a little bit more brave because somebody else said it first.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, well, the thing about the fence thing is that there's areas in the suburbs, if you're unfamiliar with, because you may live in the big city, but we have these things called breezeways, and it's usually at the beginning and the end of a certain neighborhood. And on those breezeways, you can't have like a fence. You can only have like a wrought iron fence, so you can see through it. Things can come in and out, and that's how when Will was here, his greyhound killed the neighbor's dog because the dog got out.
Killed the shit out of it.
Like the dog got out and was just, hey, I'm gonna go pee over here on this fence or whatever. And this dog was a fucking retired greyhound.
It was a rescue. Like
his only thing ever to do in life that he was supposed to do was catch that fucking rabbit.
Catch that fucking.
And so he caught that little multi-poo.
And that was the end of that deal.
And
it sucked because actually there's a really nice story at the end. Will used to be on the show and he felt really bad. And I was just like, hey, I'm just going to send
his like 14-year-old at the time daughter, like watched the whole thing happen.
And then she hated the
It
dog.
was really awful.
So anyway, I texted the neighbor and I'm like, hey, I just want you to know he feels really bad. Like I know that he would like to sit, anyway, just putting a gesture out there, like just, hey dude, he feels really bad. And my neighbor Sean goes, actually, it worked out okay. Everybody was upset for a little bit, and then we all had ice cream, and now everybody's forgotten about it, and we don't have to go through the dog was 14.
Yeah,
we don't have to
put it down.
We don't have to go through this whole thing of like this
That
dog
is a sweet
deteriorating.
story then.
Yeah, right. The kids got ice cream.
Everything worked out.
Yeah. All right. So did you guys recognize? Well, first of all, just again, a couple of little ones where he just goes, I talked about Pedro's not here and Dave or whatever, but
we didn't watch that clip yet.
We watched the second one, didn't we?
No, we did not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sean, next clip. My apologies.
Oh, Strawberry. Hey, what's happening, man? How you doing? Starbucks. Yeah, right, Pedro, man. This is my friend, Strawberry.
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing. Oh yeah, well, we're stopping by to see if we could score some smoke, man. Like we've been all over the neighborhood, and nobody's gotten none, And so like we was wondering maybe if we could score some smoke from you, man.
Smoke?
Yeah.
Smoke? You want some smoke? Yeah, I'll get you some smoke, man.
All right. Yeah, we could score some smoke from him. I told you, man, we could.
What you looking at, man?
Oh, no, nothing. I wasn't looking. I wasn't looking at his neck, man.
I lost it here too. Anyone else think that the Strawberry looks like could be Paul Rudd in makeup and a hat?
Did you recognize who he is?
No.
You didn't recognize who Strawberry is?
No.
Oh yeah.
Amy,
yeah.
you did?
I was very uncomfortable, actually.
It's Tom Skerritt. So he's the main
from Top Gun.
Top Gun. He's like the boss of Top Gun. Used to have he's in fucking tons
He's in
of
a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I didn't recognize
He's the
him.
dad in Steel Magnolias, and he used to have a show where he played a cop, and it was on for a really long time. Whatever. Tom Skerritt, though, big actor. And I remember like this Strawberry character, I wouldn't say scared me as a kid, but definitely made me very uncomfortable. Like I thought that, because I was born during the Vietnam thing or whatever. So this is about the time where people started really talking about the flashbacks and shit, like.
Oh, yeah, that is scary.
Or at least to where I could understand what the fuck they were saying. I didn't have to leave the room during a conversation every once in a while, But here I was just like, when he fucking just flashes into it or whatever, he goes, okay. And then if you need chopper help or whatever, then bring him in or whatever. You're going to go on the deal, blah, blah, blah. And he's talking so fast. And Cheech is just like, what the fuck?
He just jumps out. does a roll.
And it's funny, Cheech just stays in the thing.
In a little bitch seat
What
on
are
the
you
side.
supposed to do? Well, I mean, you could stand
Sidecar,
up and jump on it, and but it said he drove it into a building. Yeah.
Okay, so as I was watching that, I'm thinking, how would I get out of this situation? I think what you do is you go towards a building and then try to like turn and kind of go parallel into it until you just kind of slow down.
I think you go into bushes, right? Like that's what I do, like on
yeah, you could go into bushes.
Yes.
Wait, when do you do that?
If I could, I
On
would
my,
just
my brother
steer
used-
it into 1,000 baby ducks and it would cushion my fall.
My
That's
brother
not what
used to
I'm
have a
saying.
motorcycle, and I was real scared of it. And one time I got caught going down the street like really, really fucking fast, and I did not know how to stop it. And so I just went up in somebody's yard and fucking drove into the bushes. True story.
What?
They were fucking pissed.
You were afraid of motorcycles, but you got on one and
I got
went
on
as fast
one,
as you could.
It was just like a YZ80, and I had gotten it to slow down enough, but I couldn't fucking.
I saw a Ferrari lose control in La Jolla, California, and went straight into bushes, and that thing caught him like a pillow.
And he just backed it out and
Oh no,
kept going. No.
it was down in the ditch. But
Oh.
man, his name was Ace.
Freely?
We went and helped him out.
that is nice of you.
Not a scratch on him.
I feel like if I saw someone in a Ferrari acting like a jackass or Lambo or whatever,
Oh, I wanted to laugh.
I would just be like, yeah, fuck you, man. That's what you get for driving around like a jerk off.
If anybody in a really nice car has like some sort
Just
of
nicer than
accident,
mine.
you're just like, yeah, fuck you, dude.
And
Anyone
especially
lower-
if your name is Ace.
Not just get in an accident, but if they're driving around all ding dong head,
Yeah.
in and out of traffic and just being a general jackass, I
A
feel
ding
like
dong head.
Yeah, I like it.
Ding dong head.
When they're walking through the house before they meet Strawberry or whatever, he's like, okay, yeah, so this is where Strawberry lives or whatever. They're having a party or something. He goes, you hungry? They got some pizza, and the pizza's been sitting there for fucking 25 days. That place was so fucking gross. And like, again, this is one of those things when you're a kid and you're watching this, you're like, okay, people really live like that. This is a little fucking freaky, like why are there so many people in there? Where did that lady come from that snorts the Ajax?
Oh,
You know,
man.
like what the fuck? just
She would
happened?
have scared me if I was a child.
100%. That was good casting.
Yeah, she did a good job.
She did look a little rough.
there's no the good part about being able to watch these films as an adult and never having seen them is that you get to, as best you can, a fresh take on it with very little kind of input to bias you in any way. The bad part about it is that I would have a tough time thinking about how would I have reacted to these scenes when I was 8 or 13.
Yeah.
I was like 8 was maybe
17.
too early. I don't know.
Well,
That's when I was watching it.
Jared
1980.
Stonis.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I said that.
I
But
had some questionable parenting stuff going on in that situation.
Well, I actually, what I told them was, and you would think that, but there a lot of my friends knew the jokes from this shit, and it was.
I probably saw this
pretty
movie when I was 12. I bet.
Yeah,
sounds about right. Because I had the older brother, and you did too. So
yeah,
there's
my
that
brother was
too.
5 years older than me, man. So he was already 12.
Well, and I guess even at 12, I would have been so sheltered. Most of this probably wouldn't have made any sense. I mean, I was probably still at the age and still, like you say often, Jared, we're the just say no, dare generation.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, I was pretty much convinced that if you just smoked a joint, you'd just die. And that would be the end of it. And why would anybody do that? Not realizing
So
that
they could wear their dare shirt ironically while they did it.
yeah, there must that would be a really bad business plan to just have this drug that just kills people the first time they do it.
Yeah.
But
I agree
so,
with you. I
don't
think
know.
I would have been the same. I would have had no idea what was going on.
This doesn't make sense.
Well, again, we had cable. That's all I can say. I will tell you one funny thing that we thought was really funny as kids was the police van with the zip fly, and they would
Yeah.
look there, and then just so we would again in just various places you do in your kid, you take shit from movies. We do it all the time, just in our adult lives with Anchorman and shit. Shoot the moon! Shoot the moon! Oh God, he still loves
What
that
does he
shit.
say? Zipping up.
Zipping up. Yeah.
No, just zip it.
70s and 80s were like a golden age. You know how we've talked about quicksand? We thought that would be more of a thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of other things. That I
Amy's
can't
terrified
remember.
of black holes.
black holes.
Yeah, I don't
which,
like black holes.
you know, you shouldn't discriminate, but that's okay.
Oh.
But
Well, show me a white hole. Don't show me a white
Show
hole.
me a white hole again.
I want to know.
show me a
I always
white
got to
hole
know.
again. But cutting the eyes out of paintings to spy on things,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
Webster had the secret compartment behind the grandfather clock. All of that, using a dumbwaiter to move, like all of those things.
Do you ever
combined.
walk into somebody's house and see a lot of books and just want to pull on each one of them?
Oh, and see if one.
Yeah.
For
It was
sure.
the golden age for that. You don't see that stuff much anymore,
We-
especially the cutting the eyeballs out of a painting to see into a room.
I don't think that stuff ever
is
creeped
a
me out. I think I would
big
just
deal.
assume maybe I would be the creepy person doing doing the creepy painting eyeballs.
I know,
But,
but I
I
never
mean,
got to
they
do
did
it.
make ones though back in the day where like the eyes would follow you, and it was on purpose, just to fuck with people and shit.
I don't like that.
And that would be awesome to have.
That would not be awesome.
Jarrett did a music video at this house, and a neighbor works for a guy in the area that has this crazy fucking house. I know we've talked about it before, and I think they have like 7 or 12 like secret passageways in this house, and like things like you play a certain note on the piano and a wall will open, and, and he's just
It
like
really does.
he's
Yeah.
this fucking like just dorky dude raised by a family of magicians that fucking built up
Yeah.
a giant gaming company, and now he's a badass with a lot of money, and so he made his house into a fucking like just like a kid's dream house. I mean, even
How do you sell that
and you're allowed
house?
to
Like
take a tour-
somebody sees the price and they're like, yeah, but why?
he built a theater, like an actual like full-size theater where he does these like variety shows.
Variety,
And like
yeah.
I'm talking like famous people will just show up and do these variety shows on these
Penn and
days.
Teller and shit.
How famous?
Yeah, like
Penn and
fucking
Teller
David
famous?
David
Yeah.
Blaine showed up one time.
Yeah. Not
What?
joking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And,
mean,
and they'll just have like, okay, today we're having so and so showed up, and then today we're doing a naked sword swallower is going to be here, and all this stuff. And then they let you like, they don't let you. I mean, they do, but they just host these things, and they're invite only through people they know. But they'll let you walk through their whole house. This is what my kids' room. It's all steampunk, and everything's fucking turning on the walls.
he has a
and
loft that like looks like a castle
with a
and-
fucking like a spiral staircase
staircase.
into this teenage boy's room, and you'll go in there and he'll be like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" Because he just was used to people walking through.
Yeah.
You guys need to step up your game. Having 3 moats is one thing. Having
Yeah.
a 2-story
It is like
kid's
going into a
bedroom.
castle though. They have 2 doors to get into a door
It's
before
so
you get
cool.
to the door. Like it's pretty badass.
Oh yeah, before you can even like go into the theater, there's like a little like weird. You look around and like there'll just be like a fucking cup, a pitcher of water floating, pouring into nothing over in the
Yeah.
corner because everything's supposed to be all whimsical.
You
I
can
need
get
to
one of
go
those
to
at
there.
Spencer's.
I know, but it looks really cool in that fucking house.
It's fun. It's pretty cool. It's and
Spencer's still
they're very
open?
nice about it. They know that they've built the house to entertain.
100%.
And they for sure.
But I just love the idea of the
They,
walls.
the
and
other thing that they have is they have a disintegration chamber.
No,
but I don't
that
think
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
sound
That sounds
I
what?
forgot about that.
but that's not what he calls it. I don't think it's called something else.
So
What
you
does
step
it do?
into it and you
you
disintegrate.
step into it,
yeah, and you
and you literally an audience. We're all standing on this side of it, and we've seen him do it and his son do it now. They put themselves in there
and come
then-
out on the other
and
side
they
of the
fucking
room.
come out on the other side of the room, and you watch them disintegrate.
like
Like
a teleportation.
you watch it
type
happen.
thing?
Well, you literally watch it. It's fucking crazy. They just disappear.
You know, it's not real magic, right?
No,
No.
but your life's boring.
That's what I just every time Eller is like, "Look at this cool magic." That's not magic. I can tell you how they do that.
Why would you do
You would
that?
never do
That's
that.
so
No, I wouldn't do that. What Eller
God damn it.
what Eller did the last time one of his cousins had a magician at the party was volunteer, go up there, stand up there. The guy does the trick, which is actually
Aw.
kind
yeah.
of neat.
Yeah.
And Eller goes, I can do that. And just reaches his, like, does what the guy's done, like, has his hand behind this thing and does it and just goes,
Everyone on a Disney cruise.
Yeah,
that's how you do that.
We have that kid who points out, "Oh, I know. I saw what they did with the thing and the stuff."
I know what you did. We're like, shut the
Yeah, you have a
Yeah.
second ball in your left hand.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
the 2-year-old sitting next to you doesn't know. And
The magician's like, okay, thanks for help. Everybody give this guy a round
Everett
of
just
applause.
Everett and Eller just taking the wonder and the amazement out of all the other
everything.
children's faces.
It's just, I can't even, I've got one good magic trick. And for little kids, it's like, holy shit, that's really neat.
are you
Even
like,
I don't think
are
it's
you like
legal,
removing
though.
your thumb from your?
No,
No.
it's a different kind of thumb.
Yeah, I don't think his is legal.
Hi-yo.
But of all the people, Eller just so unimpressed by it. I know
Yeah.
how you do that.
Yeah.
Thanks, prick.
Well, now
everybody
kids,
does because of YouTube.
Yeah, now TikTok has made it blow up because that's like it's huge on TikTok, and the way that these magicians are doing it is they're getting these followers by giving you the secret to these tricks and shit. And so
You're
even
not supposed to
Casey's
do
little
that.
sister is all into it now, and it's fucking crazy. But I mean, it does take a lot of skill too, like the things that they can do with cards and all of that. Like it's nuts, man.
They're not magic tricks, Michael. A trick is something a prostitute does for money. They're illusions.
There's something magical about that, though.
Yeah, there must be.
That you can pay money for sex?
Yeah,
pretty magical. It's the oldest profession.
All right, guys. So Tom
whimsy,
Skerritt,
some
we
history.
talked about the Ajax thing. And so to get him out of there, which is funny because he was already out of there. He's outside, and they go and he lets him back in to get him out of there, and he's like, "Yeah, we're from the finance company. We came to reprocess the furniture, man. Yeah, we gave him a lot of chances." And they just,
this kind of stressed me out because
Yeah.
he's already outside.
I know
Don't
he's
get us
already
in back in.
He's literally already escaped. And y'all didn't just think to bring him an outfit, like he's like,
well,
I
they
don't
get
know.
him in, and then they go, "We don't know how we were going to get you out of here."
Well, bring him a fucking hat, like you guys all have one.
It's almost like they didn't think all of this through.
Right. All right. So Curtis comes back and he just goes, he asks him if he's got any weed. He goes,
I got that Arab shit.
Oh yeah, this would it's from Turkey. It gets those Arabs off. He goes, have Arabs in Turkey? He goes, oh, it'll put a hump on a camel's back.
I wondered,
I love Curtis.
how far left of or right of today's appropriate comedy this was going to get. I didn't feel like it got too terribly
one time.
There was at least one I can think
There
of.
is one really, really massive time where most of the other stuff, with the drug usage and all, and obviously the babbling idiot cops, there's things here and there, but it's not a lot of like, racist stuff just because they were playing their own stereotypes and you don't really get in trouble for that. You get in trouble if you're playing somebody else's stereotype. But where they, I had never noticed this before, so I'll go ahead and point it out.
I think I'm sure we're thinking of the same thing.
So there's a reporter at the.
Oh yes,
yeah. She goes.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
I'm Toyota Kawasaki.
Yeah.
And I just went, whoa!
You had never caught it before?
Never caught that before, ever. And and probably because I probably haven't sat and watched this movie in 20 years.
Right.
So 20 years ago, it probably didn't register as even being something outlandish. It was more of just like, oh, okay, so his name's Pedro and you're Toyota. I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't really hit the same.
It hits. Yeah.
It hits now. Yeah. It's that's pretty big. All right. So and then the last like free thing or really, really funny thing as we're approaching our next clip is he goes, oh man, they're busting they're busting my cousin. He's what they do is they got a wedding and he's got to be down there, so they just turn themselves in. They turn the whole bridal party in. Everybody gets deported and they feed you lunch.
A free ride.
It's a free ride.
I thought that was hilarious
So
and genius at
fucking
the same time.
100%.
And he's all dressed up.
Yeah,
in his suit.
He's got like
With
the
his
gift
stuff.
ready. Yeah, everybody's ready.
He's
Yeah,
so
that's
excited.
That's a smart joke.
They were all so happy. Yeah.
I going into it again, I wondered, is this all just gonna be stupid stoner humor? And I probably haven't smoked pot in 15 years, and I just wondered if it was gonna be, but some of the stuff was really well thought out and well crafted.
Yeah.
And so I guess I should have expected these are at the end of the day professional comedians with a now 60-year-long career.
Oh, sure.
It's not like you just
This
luck
wasn't a
into
flash in
something,
the pan,
right? It's
yeah.
not like you luck into something.
Well, like
that.
I said, when we talked about what the gross was, and you were like, "Holy shit!" I go, "I'm going to explain to you why." This shit was huge on albums and stuff, and they toured, and this stuff was again going out and telling my parents I want to go see this movie, and they already knew who Cheech and Chong were. You didn't have to didn't have to explain to me too much of it. All right, Sean, next clip, sir.
We are on the threshold of copying one of the largest shipments of marijuana that has ever crossed the Mexican border into the United States. The question is, how are they going to transport it across the border?
By boat, carrier pigeon, plane, freight, piggyback, long
Plastic
cars,
cats.
long trucks.
Let me show you.
Inside TV sets.
No, Harry, no, not inside TV set. The TV set itself is the marijuana. The tube, the picture, the aerial, the whole works.
How can you make a TV set out of marijuana?
That's a good question, Harry. I'll show you. Now, the weed is separated from seed. The weed is then transformed into liquid. The liquid is then acted upon by a chemical, which makes it hard like a plastic. The plastic is then transformed into a spray. This spray, gentlemen, is called fiber weed, and it's pure marijuana.
So, before we go any further, this actor's name is Stacy Cheech, and he's famous. He did a bunch of stuff back in the day, but he's a voice guy as well. And he actually voices the intro to one of my favorite podcasts called Sword and Scale. Now, everybody who knows me knows that I think that whistling of S's is really fucking funny. I like to do it all the time. You know, 7 Saudi soldiers sodomized, Saddam squatters, whatever. This is the intro to one of my favorite podcasts.
Sword and Scale contains adult themes and violence and is not intended for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
That's funny.
And it makes me so happy every time. And I always do it along with him. Sword and Scale contains adult themes and violence.
Man, it bums me out that, now if we got him to do it, it would just be,
hilarious.
The second. You don't want to be the second. You want to be the first.
Casey.
Yeah, we were just talking about we need like a little warning.
Amy Pittsinger. And because he's famous, Jarrett, he's in Bowling vs. Soup. Bowling vs. Soup podcasts. This is episode 77. 77 sons of bitches. So Bowling for Soup. Bowling for Soup. And if we're ever in a van and we're driving a long distance, it's basically whistling S's and like it's just the whole time. And
anywhere you are, you can be in the green room at any show, and it'll it's very rock and roll. So everyone just sits in silence on their phone in circle.
Yeah, that sounds badass.
And somebody else lays the hoodie over their face and takes a nap. And then there's always just one person when it gets silent. It's just like, and then it just fucking sets them off.
Yeah.
Oh no.
68, 77 assholes.
Yeah, that's all it is.
But see, you can see how then it's not funny for a minute, and then it just starts getting funnier, and then it just somebody says it with a word that you haven't thought about. Anyway, I thought you guys would like that.
We did.
Yep.
So thank you.
So big scene here for if you're a little kid, and that's where he goes. He's got to go to the bathroom, and he's all like, "Oh, come on, cheeks, stay together." He goes, "Oh, I hope that was a fart." But the best one is, so me and my brother, our entire childhood was, "Come on, ice cream."
I thought the cheeks stay together part was funny. That ice cream.
Too far.
I just, wow, what?
Yeah.
Why?
He goes, "Oh, you must have had the burrito too. It's better with some ice cream." Oh, come on, ice cream.
He takes the poster off the wall before he goes in.
Yeah.
And who was the guy all tied up?
That's going to be his toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With toilet paper in his mouth. That's
I don't know. They're just they're right past the border and fucking.
Yeah. Don't ask, don't tell.
I guess that's true. That's not what that means, by the way.
What?
Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah. No, if there's a guy tied up with toilet paper at the border, and
don't find out if he's a homosexual.
You don't need
and if he doesn't tell you,
right,
then you don't need to know.
That's right.
Yeah, because it's like his
none of your business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't stick your foot under the goddamn fucking barrier thing.
I think you can stick your foot under there.
You can't do
just
that.
Tap 3 times.
No, you can't stick your foot
I don't
under
think
there.
you can show a toe at all.
If your foot, oh God.
Or you'll just get your dick sucked.
Oh no. Yeah.
Or you have to suck someone's dick.
It depends on your shoes.
Boy, there's something that's really gross if you're a boy and you're in there and you have to poop, and then the guy next to you is taking a super stinky poop, and they're like in flip flops, so you have to see guy feet and fucking hear them take a shit. It's fucking terrible, man. Might be the fucking worst.
Everything about listening to another human taking an actual like not normal shit is just the fucking
like
worst.
You're finishing up and you think your hands are all clean, and they come in and just
splash
fucking,
around and they
splash around
and they grunt. And I mean, geez, I've had my share of tummy issues, so I've taken a shit in every bar that I've ever been in.
Yeah.
In anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And the same is for like Walmarts, and I don't want to take a shit at a Walmart. It's not
you
what I
have to.
want to
Yeah.
do, but it is the way that it goes sometimes. And I mean, I'm sitting there and just wanting it to be over, and here comes like dirty work boot size 15s.
Oh yeah,
sit down.
That's
and
what
I
sucks
just
about
go,
going at Lowe's or Home Depot. Yeah,
Oh,
that shit
man.
happens. Every
The shoes really affect you guys, huh?
Yeah, I
That's
had
what's
no
happening
idea.
there?
But you just know. I know.
Or if you have to go in a convenience store and it's early in the morning, oh boy, road crews there and shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
But sometimes they'll do that and destroy it, and they've set sound barriers, and then they take a phone call like on the toilet.
Yeah,
Oh.
man, we're gonna get over there. Well, I got about four tons of gravel. We're gonna get over there.
I'm gonna
about,
do the
you know,
drywall in the new
10
McDonald's.
Yeah, about
Listen, Barry.
10:30. So
Get Barry on the horn.
I will say there is something, and I don't know exactly what the difference is, but you just brought the whole like early in the morning at a convenience store situation. But there's something that just like really unsettling, because in those, there's always like a grown man walking out of the woman's bathroom. Like whenever you get there, like they're just not in, because there's nobody in there. So they're just going to the bathroom. And for some reason, when it's a dude, it just feels a lot grosser
Yeah, agreed.
than if a woman had just
Oh,
walked
yeah.
out. Don't you just feel like,
Absolutely.
100%. Yeah.
yeah, if I had to choose, if I'm gonna sit down on a seat and it's gonna be warm, I would
No.
prefer it be warm from a woman than a
Yeah.
Oh, if it
grown-ass
has to
man.
be warm. I don't like
has
it if
to
it's
be.
I want
warm
it
at
to be
all.
warm.
Well, no,
Whoa.
nobody likes that. Nobody.
Yeah.
you gotta hover anyway.
Yeah.
So
Oh man. So when they start to get to the border, and it's funny because they're obviously driving a van made out of marijuana, and the guy is, and then they're obviously stoned, and the border patrol guy is just like, "How long have you been here? A day, a week,
a business,
a week,
weekday.
A weekday.
Yeah.
That was
and
good.
then he goes, "You got any weed, narcotics?" And Chong goes, he goes,
not anymore.
"Not anymore." And then they're like free to go, right? And he's just like, "Oh, look, they're busting the nuns. Let's watch."
Let's watch.
So fucking crazy.
Then he pees all over the.
Pees all
Mm-hmm.
over his leg.
It kills his dog.
And well, the dog's going crazy. That used to be a really funny bit too. Like the dog's going crazy, and obviously, he ODs. That's fucking
The
hilarious.
stiff as a board animal death movie trope.
Yeah.
with the legs up in the air,
Mhm.
always a funny gag.
It was in Half Baked too, and they always make them.
That's
You,
right.
you never find them like
Like peacefully
subtle,
Yeah.
like supple, and you could pick them up and kind of.
supple.
What? That's the word you went with?
Ew.
Well, whatever word is the opposite when you're talking about a dead animal body of stiff and hard.
Yeah.
So soft and
Maybe flaccid.
flaccid. Well, you never find a flaccid dead animal in movies. They're always legs straight up, stiff.
I sent a little girl to find a dead cat in our bookstore on accident one time.
Wait, what?
I worked in a bookstore all 4 years of high school, and there was a cat that just lived there through like 3 different owners. The cat did not leave. It was just part of the deal. You own the store, you get the cat. Like she was like 17 years old. Crazy. The vet would come to her. She did not leave the bookstore. It was not her deal. And she was old as fuck, but she had been as long as I'd worked there, like constantly like coughing up hairballs. It was like this whole big deal. Just the poor thing was really old. And some little girl came in and just goes, "Where's Miss Tiffany?" And her mom just goes, "Oh, she's probably back in her little basket. I just heard her."
Oh boy.
Nope, just
Whoops.
fucking
No, she's been dead for a week.
just deader
It's
than
probably the mouse that now feels free to roam about.
Oh my god.
Finally.
So bad. I felt so bad.
Ugh. That a bunch of montages here. There's some funny shit that happens with the is everybody good right now? You good? Anybody? Okay. Good. Amy.
Oh yeah, I don't have to pee.
Amy-
My knee was just
Amy adjusted. I thought
Yeah.
maybe she needed to pee.
no.
All right. So there's they're having like the big talk, like, You remember like when you're starting a band or whatever, and like you're on your way from point A to point B, you're just like, man, when we get back, let's not let anything interfere with our
practice
like
more.
Like we could be a heavy band, man. Like they're so excited.
Figured out.
Yeah, so excited. But then they see the two hitchhiking girls, and another line that I have never noticed, and I'm gonna go ahead and credit the subtitles. Because subtitles are on for everything now, mostly because of this podcast, but also because of Peaky Blinders. But we just leave them on all the time, and people say shit about it all the time. They're even Casey's dad just noticed, I guess, for the first time that we always have them on, or maybe he's asked me because you always leave the subtitles on. Yeah, because when they're off, we fucking miss something, and we've got to rewind or whatever. But when Sergeant Stadenko is just drilling Harry, right, and he goes, all the time I've wasted sculpting you, like you're a disappointment. You make me sick. And he goes, and as he's turning away, he just goes, never take a bald-headed man into the department again. And I just like, the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, I didn't catch that
So
either.
funny. So funny. And then all right, so they pick up the girls, and I like the line of if I ain't back in 3 weeks, send in a search party. But the girl, the character of the redheaded girl, like, did you guys find her annoying and then almost endearing after an amount of time?
At no point endearing.
No,
Always
just annoying.
Like, that's a real person.
That's why it's annoying, because I've met that person.
Yeah, that person actually exists, and they will latch on to a guy, and you'll just be on tour and be like, oh fuck, they got that girl from Cheech and Chong that just talks all the time, constantly giving their input or whatever, and it's always just kind of like in that tone, man.
I didn't find her annoying, or I thought she was fine. I know. Maybe
that's because you're the fucking guy that would get that fucking crazy
This
bitch
movie
clinging on to
changed
you.
you.
No, I want that blonde.
Boy,
that's not who you
the
get.
One
Boy.
the one that loves the manly chest. She goes,
He goes, me
I
too.
like him
Yeah,
too.
me too.
But on a girl.
But on a girl.
All right, here we go. Let's do this so I don't step on anything else.
Dueling trivia. Dueling trivia.
All right,
So
guys. Let's see. Eric, where are we? I believe you guys are almost tied, right?
We are tied up 10.5 to 10.5.
10.5 to 10.5 each week.
halvesies.
Eric and Amy go at it in a trivia duel. Eric won last week, I believe. Is that correct?
I did.
So who goes first then?
This week it's
I think you go first.
I go first.
Okay.
I was thinking that. Yeah.
Because I think I went first last time with my
Oh yeah,
hard
with
question.
Cream
Young
Young
guy.
Guy. You're right. Man, I took a bunch of notes on
I did too, but it's
this.
hard. But again, I'd never seen it. Same thing with you. I didn't know what would be, but I guess we're both in the same boat. So
We are. So I'm gonna try to. I think this is medium easy.
Okay.
So at some point, the Sergeant Stadenko says we've gone from code 3 to code 347, and then he defines what a code 347 is. Do you remember what that is?
Gone from code 3 to code 347.
I feel like I wrote it down, but I don't want to look because I know it's a song title too.
I believe you're right, or at least it's
Something
part
about
of it.
incompetence.
If you just get the
Oh, okay. I remember
one
this now.
or
Like they
two other
gave
words.
up due to negligence or incompetence or something. I don't. It's not right, but it's close.
It is close. It's
I don't think I'm going to get any closer than that. So go ahead.
completely lost due to incompetence. is
Completely
what it was.
lost.
So
Okay.
If you would have got lost anywhere in there,
Yeah.
it didn't have to be exact, but yeah, that was
That was a good one. And let me check.
What I
No, I
thought
did
was
not
funny.
actually write that down. I wrote code 3 pursuit to 347.
I have never taken this many notes in my entire life. I don't know what it was. I love this movie.
There it is.
Yeah, we were just laying there laughing our asses off, and I was just like, "They're gonna hate it, aren't they?" He went, "They're gonna fucking hate it."
Yeah, I definitely did not expect both of you to like it. I definitely didn't, but it's awesome that you did.
It's a kinder, gentler Eric. I'm just trying to,
yeah,
I'm just trying to live life like
He's
a
just
normal
trying to wear his.
person.
He's just trying to wear his like soft green tie-dye t-shirts and live your best life. I have that shirt.
Well, and Sean did.
soft.
Sean did a great job getting the players for 5 questions this week too, because all of them liked the movie, had seen it a bunch of times, and then poor Chris Cranfield.
These clips so far are exactly what I would have picked now that I've seen it. Like this, I mean, there are times where I go, man, why didn't he choose this? And maybe there's not enough dialogue.
Keeps the story together, at least.
Or whatever. But I mean, every one of these, I'm like, this is great. This is perfect.
He's definitely kept it going. Okay,
Sean.
It is Amy's turn.
Okay. What is the code name for Officer or Sergeant Stadenko?
Oh,
his code name
or call name or whatever they say.
Oh, because he calls him.
Now this is another big
one. He calls him like Lamehead or Hammerhead.
Let's see.
I know the scene.
Okay. What was his code name?
Lard ass.
Oh.
Hard hat. Hard hat.
Way to go.
Man, way to work that out.
Worked it out.
That's pretty good.
So again,
I figured that was going to be a big one, but for him,
yeah, he had never seen it before. But yeah, anybody, if you ever like codename lard ass, hard hat, or whatever, that is remotely like,
because it was hard head, then he said hard.
It's hard hat,
but the other police person says hard hat.
Yeah,
and then
Chong is talking back to him
and says lard ass.
and says lard. Did you say lard ass?
Yeah, he says it wrong first. He goes hard head. He goes hard hat. So he's correcting his own people. And then, did you say lard ass? Oh, so good. Oh, very good. Okay, now that means Eric
is in the lead.
Taken the lead, guys. Give it up for Eric.
Which has never happened before.
Okay, Eric takes the lead for the first time. 11.5.
Bask in it.
Yeah, right.
To
8 days, I get to do this.
All right, very good. Oh, that's right. We don't have a actual live one for a while, do we? So, Sean, let's go with the next clip, sir.
Hey, man, you know where these chicks are going? They're going to the Roxy, man. They're having a battle of the bands there, man. Debbie was telling me all about it. You know, they're going to have all these bands, man, and the winner gets a record contract.
A battle of the bands?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the best thing in the world. We're going there, and everyone's going to be there and everything.
Yeah, the winner gets a record contract with Round Records, man.
You know, that's not going to mean dick unless they promote you, you know. But then, you know,
we could get our band in it, man. We could enter, we could win it, man. It's $100 too.
We couldn't enter it. We don't even know any tunes yet, man.
What do you mean, man? We have 2 rehearsals, man. Besides, it's just punk rock, man. You know, you don't have to know how to play. All you just got to do is be a punk, man. We could do that.
Yeah, it's so easy, isn't it?
So good. Yeah, that would be a good little line to pull for a song or something. Sometimes.
So you don't even
it's
have
just punk, man.
You just have to be a punk.
Be a punk.
Just so good.
It doesn't apply to pop punk. You have to know
some of it. You got to know
6 chords.
You got to know a few things. Yeah, is it 6?
I figure it's G, C, D, E minor, A minor, and B minor. And if you know those,
that's pretty much it. But you
might need an F in there.
We throw an F sharp in there. Yeah, we kind of teeter on most of them. But yeah, the G, C, D, A minor, E minor.
Those are your big ones.
Those are big. Yeah.
Those are big those are big in country. Those, I mean, there's no sense in getting so deep into music theory.
G, C, and D.
But
that's what the ear wants to hear.
At least Americanized ear. That chord progression doesn't work in Indian music or things like that. But like our kind of pop, country, blues foundation that kind of most American music is built on. That's exactly what your ear wants to hear. It's the reason why really progressive jazz isn't more popular. It's the reason that classical music isn't as popular. It's the reason pop music is popular.
Talk about
that's just the way it is.
Pop music.
Anyway,
Another big scene here that mimicked many times as a child, which seems weird now, was when they first grabbed the speaker and he's like, first I'm going to take off your dress. Then I'm going to take off your bra. Then I'm going to take off your shoes.
It started funny with the, request line KSBJ or whatever it was. And then they cut back and he's being all weird and dirty.
Yeah, it's really, really funny that whole thing. All right, go. So, and then let's see here. Oh, then Cheech finds himself peeing next to the sergeant, and he just does the whole thing, but says it out loud of like what we say to our dicks. Come on, man,
don't be shy.
But when he just says, "You wanted to go back there," just.
He goes, I guess I'm going to have to put him away.
Yeah,
or whatever
I'll put you back in your closet. And then just pees all over Stadenko's thing, his leg.
Do you have stage fright at all? You can't possibly have it, even if you ever did.
No, I don't get nervous about playing a show.
Not that.
Oh, I thought you meant peeing.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
I
really?
had it. I've gotten a lot better about it, but there was definitely a time and it not so long ago where I couldn't go in public, like at like a basketball game or where there's other dudes standing right next to you.
Huh.
And if I did, I would go and I'd think I was done and I'd put it up and he'd go and just like shoot some more out, which is great because I wear Dickies, so like you can't see it. But yeah, I had a rough time for a long time.
I kind of
10 or
figured the
15
opposite,
years.
that you had spent so much time on the road around dudes
Well,
in accommodations that probably weren't the most bathroom.
Well, and just you guys always had your dicks out.
Yeah,
all the
that's
time.
true. Yeah,
Right.
So
So
now
then
I've,
there's no stage fright around you.
I've
anyway.
gotten better. Yeah, probably since then.
You put
Probably
your dick in a curling iron or flat iron, but you
Yes.
couldn't pee in front of
Yes,
your
that's
bandmates.
no. My bandmates is fine, but like, more like trough peeing in public with
Yeah.
strangers. No, I never had a problem peeing in front of them, or like I could pee in front of you guys probably easy. I am right now actually.
Prove it.
I am. Just
Did you see that Tony Romo peed his pants?
I saw the thing about that. Yeah.
He peed his pants last night on the Super Bowl. He had a little pee spot in his pants.
Well, it happens.
Yeah.
I'm getting to the age where I get the
Who
occasional.
was it? Was it Fergie? Fergie Peter Pants, like
Fergie
on
Peter
stage.
Pants on stage.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, but that was sexy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Kind of the
Tony Romo.
opposite. It's the opposite of the taking a shit. No, it's the same as the taking a shit thing. Yeah. Like we'd rather a girl pee her pants than a dude.
1000%.
Yeah, for sure.
we had a friend that would just do like literally anything. Just it was, we were same thing, jackass generation, stupid shit. Could pass a fucking cup down an entire giant table in middle school and people would spit in it and dump it in by the time it came back around, he'd drink it. I mean, he was like that, but I'd be like, I'll give you $3 if you pee your pants right now. We could be like in the middle of the mall and he'd be like, all right. And he'd fucking just do it. Like he would just pee his
I don't know
pants.
if I
Like,
would be able to pee my pants if somebody
I
asked
don't think
me
I
to.
could.
We had a friend like that when I lived with Josh, and two of our other bandmates lived all in the same house in Richardson. And there was a guy who would party with us who was constantly going, if you put crushed red pepper down there, I'll snort it all, just everyone just give me like $10, and finally we started feeling so, because there are certainly people who would take advantage of that and just kind of live that up with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just had to pull him aside one day, not in an environment like that, and go, man, you got to quit doing that stuff. Like it's a self-esteem thing. We know you just want attention, and we like you, like you're a fun person to be around, even if you're not trying to do all these crazy things just to get attention. Like we love you and we want you to be around, but I'm tired of watching people who don't know you very well see what they can get you to do because they know you'll do it. And that's a terrible way to live.
That is a really serious conversation to have with somebody that you're just hanging with.
Well, he was a friend of ours,
Okay,
but you're in it'd be like a friend of yours, but obviously there's, 20, 30 people around after a gig or something like that. And you're not near as good of friends with all those people as you are with this guy. And I was just tired of
But
watching
what if he was
people-
making really good money?
He didn't need the money near as much as he wanted the attention. And
Got
there's
it.
just other ways to get it than being.
We actually used to
like
have that guy on this show.
Oh God, that's true.
What?
Really?
It'll hit. It'll hit. Just give it a sec. So how did the conversation go?
It went good. I think he was relieved to hear that people actually like him for the actual human being that he was, and not
That's nice of you.
Good.
And not the, like you said, jackass generation person who can get attention, but maybe goes home and goes, probably would have been nice to party without sniffing a bunch of red pepper flakes.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely. I mean, I don't know. There's just, it's like, it also should depend on your, like, when you have that guy like in your crew, and it's just like, okay, what fucked up thing are we going to get him to do tonight? But it doesn't necessarily have to be every night. It's like, we used to be able to get Blake to do anything, and he sold merch for us for a while, and we could fucking get that kid to do anything. And sometimes it was funny, but sometimes it was just like, but I don't know. He usually wasn't coming in fucking going, guess what I'm going to do today? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
We
That
wanted
is
him
fucking
to
annoying.
value him as much as we valued him.
That is
as a
super.
friend.
That's some fucking friendship goals right there, dude. Good job.
Well, I
Sorry.
used to be nice to people.
And are you over here like thinking about like all the assholes you've ever had? I'm like, oh,
You
all
still
my
talk
friends
to
are
that
totally
guy?
dicks. They'd be like, yeah, fucking do it.
No.
Yeah. No, you don't talk to him anymore because he stopped doing shit to impress you.
Yeah,
now
then,
you're
like a week
unimpressed.
later,
You're like,
I was
God, this
like-
guy's boring.
Yeah, wow.
A week later, I was like, come on.
He's like
Pete,
Fun
just
Bobby
do-
on Friends.
Come on,
Oh,
Pete,
yeah.
just do something stupid. Put your nuts in this vice.
Yeah, and no.
But he was like, no, I value myself as a person more.
You
than to
taught
do
me
that.
that.
And I was like, what kind of fucking moron told you that?
All right, Sean.
Fuck me, Alex. Fuck me, Alex. Fuck me, Alex. Fuck me, Alex. Fuck
I got a
me,
cramp.
Alex.
No, I got a cramp.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I got a cramp.
It's just
Oh,
like
shit.
it, man. You
Oh,
doing
shit.
good.
Oh.
Doing it.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
There.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's just like it.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
and then she'd have like 2 tears.
Oh, it's better. It's better. Oh, it feels better. Oh, God. Shit, I need some air. Oh.
I didn't know your name was Alex, man.
Oh, I got a cramp.
Shit, I have a cramp there too, man.
What's going on out here?
Come on, Alex.
She's funny. I don't see how.
Totally.
So
Make
annoying.
way for the new king.
King Salami.
You're the star. Goddamn.
I can't imagine much worse than sitting in the alley behind a club with 20 other bands in the middle of the day, just waiting for your turn to go inside to
Sounds
play
terrible.
a gig.
There are so many scenes in this movie that I thought, wow, that looks like it smells awful.
Yeah, well, the 70s. I mean, think about it. We've come a long way with like
Baby.
where they would be. That is actually, so just so you guys know, that is the alley between the Roxy and the Rainbow Room. And and they actually show both sides of it in the movie. Played there many times, and but it is in the concert, which I wouldn't have really known that I needed to know back in the day, was that it's actually shot in there too, and the backstage is the backstage and all of that. So it's a really small stage, so the way that they managed to do that in there, I mean, it's pretty remarkable. But I thought the same thing, just like sitting out there on this. I mean, but I could see there's probably a point when I was 13 or 14 where we probably did that at some point,
Is the Roxy still around?
Well, I mean, pre-COVID it was.
Is the Roxy one of those places where like Motley Crue back in the day in the gigging
it was a big deal.
world?
Big deal back then. Roxy, Whiskey, those are the ones that you hear
Viper
all the time.
Room.
Viper Room wasn't there in the 80s.
No.
That's like after Johnny Depp got famous, because that's his club.
Gotcha.
But yeah, there's the Whiskey a Go Go. Like I said, the Roxy. There's the Key Club is one. They're played all of them, and a Troubadour is another huge one.
And they are open.
Good
for them.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I mean, they're rescheduled events, but yeah, they're not like
The
closed down.
Cockpit is another big one out there.
I don't know if I know the Cockpit.
It's a gay bar.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm sure that's a nice place. So he comes in just writing the whole oh no, and it's gonna go like this, dun 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 dun, and so she goes, he's like, man, you gotta wake up or whatever. She goes, I gave him an upper. She goes,
No.
I could give him a popper, or we could just party later. I could give him a popper, or we could just party later and restart his heart. It's like, what the fuck?
I was hoping we were going to get the payoff of hearing the band play that song, because he talked about it a couple of times and was just like singing it a cappella. So I was glad that we finally got.
Oh, and we did get to see it. Yeah. Oh man,
And it was great.
It's so funny how he's going to everybody and telling them how to play it. But the girl, two things about her. When she starts that Alex story, and she'd be like, and you'd hear like in the other room, like, and then she'd get to going like a motorboat, and the fuck me, and it's Eric, did this make you horny?
Sorry, I was reading something. What were you just talking about?
Oh, you want me to do?
What
the
did she
fuck
say?
Me, fuck me, Alex.
How did she say it though?
I'm not gonna do that. It's already on the sound thing. He can pull it out if he wants to.
No, I just wanted a nice clean version where nobody was.
All right, go ahead. Did this movie make you horny?
No, but I will say there was the scene where they go to the police station, they meet that female police cop, and then they come back out.
Yeah.
And it looked like the blonde girl wasn't wearing any pants. She just had like this shirt on. Man, those legs, something else.
Yeah.
Disappointed because she does take her shirt off, but you don't get to see dim
yeah.
titties. And I kind of thought for this film, like, we don't get one scene.
I think they probably had so much trouble getting all the drug use by and stuff.
Is this PG?
Well,
no, it's R. So
it's R.
They could have had 1 to 2 gratuitous.
Well, they don't disappoint in that area in coming movies.
Okay.
So if you do decide to watch this franchise, they do show boobies in all the rest of them.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know if I decide to revisit one.
You could let us know if that one makes you horny.
Yeah, but no, this one didn't. It made me laugh, but it didn't make me horny.
So the other thing that she's carrying him out, and and I'd never noticed this line before either. She's got him like out in the front of the Roxy, and there's the whole line, and she goes, "Yeah, I think you and I should get some paper between the two of us. Either party later or like whatever." It's
because a handshake these days means dick.
That's right. Yeah. And all of those things of like, well, they've got to you get a record deal, but they've got to promote you. It doesn't mean shit. It's like, gosh, 13-year-old me had no idea what the fuck any of that meant.
But she's funny. Like
she is funny.
She's got her finger on the pulse of what's going to happen.
Yeah. So 2 other things that I never noticed watching this movie. I wonder if you guys did. The drummer in the first or second band that we see stops playing, and they're like looking back or whatever, and he's just going, I can't hear shit. And the bass player just goes, like the amps or the bass or what? And that's like a fucking thing that drummers will do. They'll just fucking stop playing because they can't hear. And they have the easiest fucking thing in the world to do. Just play the song. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
everybody's playing to you.
Well, yeah, everybody's playing to you, but a good drummer is part of the band instead of it being 3 musicians and a drummer.
Well, still, but you're following that guy.
Bands,
if you know the arrangement, if you know the arrangement, you get in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't have that problem.
Find that fucking dog.
But you find that fucking rhythm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Drummers are weird anyway.
The next band comes on, and I never knew that it said, I want to go to by school. I don't want to go to your school. I don't want to go to my school. I want to go to by school. And I don't even know if I would have noticed that this time without the
the subtitles are golden.
Yeah, they really do help.
I have come around on your subtitle thing. Now, I have to turn them off if it's something that Kelsey and I are specifically sitting down to watch together because she's not having it.
Right.
But the shows that I watch, like Yellowstone, or I've been rewatching Breaking Bad, that she's just like playing on her phone or doing work or whatever on the couch, I have the subtitles on for that stuff.
Yeah.
It is better.
You catch a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You really do. I mean, it's the big thing is like whispers where it's inaudible on the you don't even realize that there's other people talking in the room, and then it'll be like, and this guy says fuck you from this table over here, and you're like, fuck is that guy's problem? You know, and then later they shoot each
And
other.
sometimes I need to know if there's any eerie music playing.
Yeah, ambiance.
And it is.
Yeah,
It's
some
eerie.
gothic ambiance music. You know,
Because
that-
I
that
thought it
needs
was
to
just
happen.
spooky.
I watched this Bridgerton. Have you heard of it?
No.
I have not.
Oh, well, it's like this old-timey show.
How
and
old-timey?
I don't know. What do you think that would be, Casey?
Like old timey.
Yeah, just old-timey.
Like
Corsets
like
and
back
shit.
in olden times.
Yeah, corsets and stuff.
Dukes and
but they have
duchesses
like
and-
modern songs in classical versions, and I can't put my finger on it, but it has it in the subtitles.
Like Moulin Rouge took modern music in a
but like with a hot duke, not
Yeah.
a creepy one.
But the music is not a highlight of the show. It's just like little pieces
No, it's just
here
like
and
in the
there.
background. You're like,
yeah.
is that a fucking
Is
Ariana
this like-
Grande song?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Downton Abbey style type thing.
Sure.
Much lighter than that. I mean, it's
Oh,
I mean, I never
style?
saw
You're
it.
talking about
not-
type of time period.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
mean.
like Pride and Prejudice time of the
yeah.
world.
I
Okay.
actually don't know what century that is.
That'd be
It sounds
like
awful.
16th, 17th.
Yeah, sure. Let's
right?
do
Maybe it's
that.
just like a made up time, like with dragons and shit. Like we're just like that wasn't even a real thing.
No, that was.
No.
It was based on a real story
Nah.
back in when Westero. Is that what it
Westeros.
is that what it is? Westeros.
Westero.
Westero was a thing. What? Yes, I never saw a single episode of Breaking Bad. I mean, of, Game of Thrones.
I've
whatever.
never seen Breaking Bad. I don't know. I just was letting y'all finish your conversation, and Casey ended it with
1813.
and I was like, okay, that-
1813.
must
There
not
you
have
go.
gone anywhere. I don't know what y'all were talking about. I was doing something else.
Well, it went somewhere.
Yeah.
It
We're
might
just
not
talking about how the captions can be very useful.
Okay, well, they definitely can. Yeah, I agree. No, don't get all defensive. Everything's fine.
No one's defensive.
Um,
And if anyone is defensive, it's probably you.
Oh, no.
Got him.
so when the cops are all getting stoned outside or whatever, and the dude before
what
this,
size sheet do you wear?
yeah, well, Sudenko too is like, hey, what are you? Give me that. How many pieces have you had? What are you doing here? But and then he's just like, guys, I think I'm stoned. They're like, go with it, and
Yeah, but he doesn't want to.
he doesn't, and then he just has to do it.
But that, I mean,
It's real.
no,
It is.
It's real that you can want to not give into it and then you do. It's not real that you pick up a slice of pizza by the handful and shove it into. Like even the most stoned person I've ever been around knows when the pizza shows up to just get a fucking slice of pizza and just eat it,
Yeah,
not shove your hand into
not
it.
shove your hand in there. Well, Earache My Eye, they play live. It's really, really fucking funny. If you guys don't know the movie, just look up this clip because Cheech's performance here is like, I mean, classic of classic. Just, I mean, I'm just laughing, just watching him jump and just all the shit. Really, really funny. And then, so one cool thing that happened was, I was looking at the cast and there's this radio DJ that still lives down in LA right off the Sunset Strip. His name's Rodney Bingenheimer, and he's been around forever and ever and ever. And he's like just known as this DJ that was down there on the strip, whatever. He's still on Little Steven's Garage and plays a bunch of my stuff and bands that I'm associated with and stuff. Good dude. And, in his 70s and just still living the rock and roll thing, just music and that's it. But a real influential guy. But anyway, he was the guy that is like on stage that they're hugging that in the cowboy outfit, the cowboy costume.
Oh, wow.
At the end.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was cool that he had, because in the 70s, this dude was like the shit.
You just knew that from looking at him, or you had to look it up? And
No, I saw it come up and it was like Rodney and Bingenheimer. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, that had to have been him. Rewound it. I'm like, okay, that was. Yeah. So he probably brought them on and they cut it from the scene, but they went ahead and put him in the credits anyway. Sean, this is our last clip, buddy.
We're gonna be big, man. Really big, man. We're gonna like be bigger than Ruben and the Jets, man. I bet you. Shoot. All we gotta do is keep practicing, man. You know, like just keep it together. Wow. I feel good, man. Wish we could have something to celebrate, man. You got a joint or anything?
Hey,
What? We can pull over?
I just remembered, man. I got some hash.
Oh yeah? Well, fire it up, Holmes. All right.
Hey, I need a pin or something.
Oh, there's a pin right here on my tutu, man. And be sure to remind me, man, we gotta take those back. We'll get charged for extra days.
Forgot all about this,
We're
man.
gonna be a big band, man. We're gonna have a limo, man, and food backstage, man, everything. Yeah, we need a manager, though. That's the only thing. My cousin, he doesn't have a job, man. We'll make him the manager. Besides that, he's got a van, too, man. It'll be heavy. Yeah. Shit, we're gonna be the heaviest dudes, man. Get all new instruments, man, everything, man. All right. What's this?
I think it's hash.
Doesn't look like much, man.
Where'd it go?
Oh,
Watch smoke, man. Hey, watch smoke.
I gotta tell you guys, great ending to a great movie. I do have to say that picking a classic like this, like a classic from, you know, my early years of even watching movies and definitely something that we watched growing up. I mean, this is not even something that I even share with, you know, the Bowling for Soup guys. Like, we don't even quote this movie. This is like my brother and, you know, the friends from back then and shit. But I'm so happy. First of all, it was awesome to watch it with Casey, who had seen it before, and you loved it on this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then to come in here and Eric, to confess your love for it, especially after not wanting to even watch the movie. That just makes me very happy. And then for Amy to then come back and make it a unanimous situation. Now we could try to go to Sean again and see if he can talk to us yet. Sean, what did you think about this movie?
Oh, I love it. I saw it when I was about 12. Yeah, I mean, I still have some of the vinyls from the 70s.
Has some of the records. Sean likes it.
That's just
5 for 5.
Way to go.
Like a lot of these, like, just dumb type of funny movies. Like, whenever you do watch it when you're 12 for the first time, like I did, there's stuff in this movie that's funnier when you're 12, and then stuff that's funnier when you're an adult.
Very
so, like,
good point.
It just changes, you know?
Yeah, very good point that it, you know, found its way to like entertain. You know, it's not for kids, but there's shit that's just so elementary. You know, I mean, it's not like half the time they're talking about drugs and doing drugs, and you know,
that's not even the funny.
You don't even really, you know, it's like, I mean, I don't know. I was part of the Just Say No generation. I really wasn't even exposed to like this in real life until my fucking 20s, you know? But an awesome, fun watch. I'm glad you guys all enjoyed it. Guys, if you enjoyed it, you should send us a message. Let us know what's your favorite line or your favorite sequel to it. You know, there's a bunch to discuss. We don't have any mail this week, so we're going to wrap it up early. You can connect with us just by going to Oh, wait, hold on. This is where you read. Eric, tell them how they can connect with us.
Well, I hope that they will. They can visit our website, jarrettgoestothemovies.com. Visit us on Facebook. We have a couple different pages there. Jarrett Goes to the Movies, our official page, and the Jarrett Goes to the Movies fan page on Facebook. Lots of people talking about stuff, and a great little tight-knit community there. On YouTube, Jarrett Goes to the Movies. Please turn on notifications after you smash that subscribe button. Twitch, Jarrett Goes to the Movies. Please subscribe and turn on notifications there as well. On Instagram, follow us at Jarrett Movies. Twitter is the same, at Jarrett Movies. We last tweeted in 1997. Patreon, that is how you can be part of the winning team. Support the little podcast that could. Patreon.com/Jarrett Goes to the Movies. Email us. We love to hear from you if it's not stupid. Jarrett Goes to the Movies @gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And most importantly, leave us a voice message.
For the love of God.
Please leave us a voice message. A funny joke, something that happened to you that is embarrassing, a funny story, something about my mom. I don't care what it is. Just leave us a voicemail, 714-451-6029. That's 714-451-6029.
Don't forget, when we post, if you share it, we'll thank you live right here. Thank you for sharing the last episode. Michael Leblanovitz, Barry Ferguson, Celeste Mary Meadows, and David Kendrick. And guys, this was a fun one. I'm so glad this went as well as it did. The next one, let's just all get high as shit and just see what happens. Maybe it'll be even better. Sweet. All right.
Done.
All right. We'll see you down the road, guys.